Hello, everybody, and welcome to the channel. I am your game master for today. The Bardic Knock. Well, it is. That's me. It's the channel. It says the Bardic Knock. I'm here most of the time. You can find me on the internet, Twitter, Twitch, Patreon, and YouTube, all as the Bardic Knock. I do content. It's there. It exists. There's me. I sometimes, well, not sometimes, every morning I say good morning to people via Twitter. It's pleasant. I enjoy it. Then other stuff on those platforms. We are doing our final session of the fan-made Digimon digital adventures you can find for free. There is a Tumblr. I do not know the name of the Tumblr, but I just googled Digimon tabletop role-playing game, and I found it. So I assume you could do the same if you were interested in playing this. So go do that. That is what we are playing. I will talk more about the stuff and the things after I let the other wonderful voices introduce themselves with words and such. Now, that direction? Yeah, that direction. ATB, who be you?
Hi, I'm tired, but with emphasis on the tired because this morning was very hard for me, and so I am tired and I apologize for the tired. I am playing as Rukia Nakamura, and also the Drakemon line of Drakemon, Singletmon, and Matadormon. And whoever comes after, I don't know, you don't know. Somebody might know, who knows? And also, I'm not sure what I am doing next month because of scheduling stuff and needing to figure out stuff. But I do know I will be back here on Sunday for Revels of Spira. We're going to be throwing on a play, a full Thesian play.
A party?
Next session. Yes.
Revelry?
A full-on play. It's going to be great. Lilith is going to be there as edgy goth mom Dark Knight. We're going to kick a possibly immortal dude's ass. He might be immortal. I got a theory on what he might be. But who knows?
So.
And also, next month I think is when Curse of Strawberrovian Days will be coming back. But that is Hayes' ultimate, I think. I don't know things, and I apologize.
So, before I introduce the next person, I just need to ask this question, because I need to know if this is just an English thing or not. Revels in England is like, I'm loath to call it this, but it's the most appropriate thing. It's like a candy. It's like a mixed bag of chocolates, and they all have different things. So, like, one of them is like a chocolate peanut, one's a chocolate raisin, one's a Malteser, one will have like a little orange fondant filling, one will have like a coffee fondant. Is that not a thing anywhere but England? Is that only in the UK?
US, it's called, sound like they're called assorted chocolates.
Oh yeah, we got those in Canada, but they were called a while ago. I don't know why.
Yeah. That sounds like Jolly Ranchers in America.
Yeah, because I've not seen them in a while, but I used to love them as a kid, just Revels. Alright, anyhow, now I've got that out of my mind because we were talking about Revels, and that's where my brain went to. Yeah, that one.
Can you have them at Spira? It's fine.
Okay. Kay, who are you?
I'm Kay, aka Undead Kay. You can find me over at my Twitter, which is K_Undead, because Twitter is back-asswards. I also have my own Twitch channel, which is just Undead Kay. You can search it and find it. And yes, Curse of Strahd will definitely be coming back beginning of January. I think I have it slated for January, so I have to look at the dates. But you can check my Twitter for updates on that sort of stuff. And yeah, do a few other streamy stuff and junk. Frequent flyer on Bardic's channel, which is great. Much love, Bardic. And yeah, shenanigans. and stuff. I am going to be playing for the last time, maybe last time, Miyahara as well as Impmon. Yeah.
You're taking these characters to Barovia, and Bardic can't stop us. I'm telling you.
Digimon wandering Barovia.
No, I'm telling you. End of Curse of Strahd. Epilogue. It turns out that Zatari just adopts 2 kids named Miyahara and Rukia. It's fine.
So,
But what about Professor Dr. Mom? Or is Atari Mom 1?
You have to watch Curse of Strahd to find out.
Mm-hmm.
okay, so is it bad? I need to look at the map. Remember how there's that whole area of the world map that we never explored because we didn't have time and I was way too ambitious? That was basically laid out as like, don't go here, that's the big scary evil part. What if that's actually Barovia?
That will kill you.
Oh! So Zatari was there the whole time, just watching, like,
Crossover.
absolute fuck.
Okay.
Just be aware, if you had told me that earlier, I would have gone to that just so that I could had badmouth Strahd.
Show my love. I'm coming for you.
Alright.
Oh my god. There's so many tokens here. Why tokens?
Because I thought it'd be nice for us to be able to look at all of our friends we made along the way. And some assholes.
And also
And also
So, next up we have Michael. Michael, who are you?
Hello there, I'm Mike Wayne. You give me a clip, I'll give you a GIF. I will be playing Billy Bliss and just for a moment. That's a very serious voice here. No joke at all in this voice being overly serious. And if we are lucky, you might get taken up toward the mall.
No. 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 No.
I love the utter disdain
That's
that
only
Vin
for
has for that
No,
voice.
that's not lucky. That's unlucky. No.
Hey, I had to find some use. I only got it for like 1 second. I didn't get to use for in battle, so the fact that like it is getting Arctic laugh is why I'm doing that, because that's the only use it got.
It's your evil dream demon voice. No.
For you, maybe. For everyone else, it's a lovable Digimon.
I love these interactions. They give me so much joy. Michael, is there anything else?
No, but remember to drink your potions if you haven't today. You matter.
And then finally, we have Vin. Vin, who are you?
Hi, my name is Kat. I go by @Vindafly on most things on the internet. I'm supposed to stream on my own channel on Mondays and Thursdays, 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time, except I just slept through the entire thing on Monday, and I feel really bad about it, and I'm sorry. I'm going to be playing Katarina and her digi-partner Loki, who will spend most of their time going back and forth between small black cat and giant woman with shadow demons and a whip. Very, very different forms. I will potentially, I think it's confirmed, I got added to the group chat, be playing in the Millennium Night Turbo Jungle game on Nerds with Dice, is that what it is?
Yes.
With the Nerds with Dice, gonna be a Power Ranger. We haven't assigned colors yet, but I'm very excited. That's gonna be Fridays at some point. I don't remember the start date, and I don't want to look it up right now. Yay.
And that actually is proving to be a wonderful segue. You know what? Self-promotion time. Hey, starting January 6th, we'll be doing session 0 of a new game that it'll be hosted on this channel, and I need to talk to Teddy about if I can still upload it to YouTube and stuff. I'm sure she'll say it's fine. I just need to double check and all that jazz. But it'll be over on Nerds with Dice, and it is a Kingdom Hearts based game called. I need to double check what I called it. It's either Dreams or Memories or Dreams of
something
Nobody.
about Nobody
Dreams
Deluge.
of Nobody.
Yeah, Dreams of Nobody. It is based on, but it's using the interstitial Hearts Intertwined system. It's powered by the Apocalypse hack, and it's going to be very gay, with lots of feelings and such, and very
good.
And yeah, well, I already said gay. They're just synonyms, right?
Well,
Clearly.
because for some they might think gay is campy, so depends on the audience.
Well, they're
Well, they
missing
are
out.
wrong.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So that'll be. Can't remember the exact times off the top of my head, but that'll be Wednesdays over on Nerds with Dice as well. So that's going to be a heck of a lot of fun. I hope to see people there. Now, Digimon. That's what we're here for, right?
Digimon.
So, last time, fight. We did a fight. Leomon died.
We did do a fight.
As was written, as was foretold, as was all agreed upon in the session 0, Leomon must die.
As the great prophecy doth proclaimeth.
We also, Kat managed to somehow, through sheer force of will and kindness, convince Datamon to stop being an evil douchebag, and essentially Datamon reprogrammed
Became a
himself
mom.
to be a mum. So Mother Datamon now has 3 eggs and is looking after them, and also create a little portal for you to all step through, so you could take your digital forms and end up over at a place to do a thing, to go and find Joe Megami and kick his ass and be like, capitalism bad, stop it. That's basically it. That is the gist of things.
It's not even capitalism bad, stop it. It's abuse of living beings is bad, stop it.
I said capitalism. It's the same thing.
Not necessarily.
Either way, we're gonna
It just
stop for
easily lends itself to the abuse of living beings.
that. Either way is
And
forever
must
gonna
go
defeat it.
down. Megami must go down.
So, last session ended with each person having like a wonderful last moment in the digital world before stepping through the portal. Before I jump on in and do DM word describing of such and things, does anybody want to have a moment of character introspection where they just stop and think? Is this like the anime little flashback scenes where you remember your friends and you remember that time? You remember when Billy threw a spear through Cat's hand? Good times.
I have not forgotten the time that Billy threw a spear through Cat's hand, and neither has Loki.
Hey, it wasn't intended for you. The guy said he was gonna kill you.
No, he didn't. He said he was going to terminate us, and we were programs, and terminating a program is not a violent thing.
The only way that could have been done is by reducing your health to 0, killing you in
You
the
did
game,
not know that
and
at the
you die
time.
in the game, you die in real life.
You did not know that at the time.
Real life at
Billy
the time.
did. Billy has said
Billy
for
did
a long
not.
time, has said, you die in the game, you die in real life.
Yes, that was a assumption. That was not fact until Larry Joe told us.
Oh.
In fact, it
But
wasn't
Billy's
even
wrong.
It wasn't even fact. It wasn't even fact until Kat told you that if you die in the game, you die in real life.
Ugh.
So basically, you happened to make an assumption that was correct. You jumped to a accidentally correct solution.
No, that was in-game when check to lift the visor. Did they find this out via how Bardic described what happened then?
What are you talking about?
Episode 1 stuff.
No, but what are you talking about?
here.
Oh dear, I just get very amused at how every time that gets brought up, it gets very, like...
Intuitive.
It just
Intense, I
amuses
can't
me.
think.
I don't know why. Alright.
Because it was the game you die in real life was not actively proven until Kat hacked into the thing and realized that no, these are real bodies, not just, shenaniganery. Like, we didn't get VR'd, these are actual bodies. Like, until then, we had no reason to believe that except for paranoia and possible, like, the bit in the contract that was like possible death was like written and worded in such a way that it was like, heart attack via overstimulation. Like,
Not stabbed by your friend.
yeah.
Oh, okay. We've totally gone off the plot here, which is surprisingly on
No,
brand.
that's the back. That I feel like that's the back. That's the flashback between the two. Is them arguing over it.
Well, no, Kat wouldn't be nearly as argumentative because Kat is a nicer person than I am.
I do just like that is like the mental flashback that people are having. Like this is really just for flavor for us to just enjoy little memories and whatnot together. This doesn't really. I mean, it does matter because your feelings and your
If
characters'
Kat
thoughts and
has
feelings
any
matter.
sort of flashback, it would probably be related to picnic times.
Yeah.
Because picnics are fun.
Mm,
And
Yeah.
also, we made friends.
I like that.
Yeah, Leomon was nice.
Sorry. Sorry.
Why are you apologizing?
It had to happen.
It had to happen. It's
It
okay.
had
Only
to
way.
happen to someone.
I mean, this is the life. Miyahara, do you have any specific memories or flashbacks you would like to have during your interdimensional travel, I guess, is what's happening? Simplify it.
Absolutely. Mia's just kind of like trying to think of the good times rather than the not very good times because she needs to be centered because this is important things. So she's thinking of things like picnics picnics inside of trees, teaching Impmon various cooking things and saying how spaghetti sushi is not okay. Do not do that thing. Do not consider that thing ever.
Spaghetti sushi.
Is not okay.
Did that happen in the one game that I missed? Was spaghetti sushi the one game that I missed?
It was when we were in the lodge after storming the fort thing.
I think that might have happened.
I must have been. I think I was very,
Might
very
have, yeah.
focused on the whatchmabrain, the hacker shenanigans that I was
Yeah,
doing
I
at
think
the time.
so.
Yeah.
I think so. Because Mia was cooking while that was going on. And
Cooking during the hacker shenanigans.
yes, and
Hack. Okay, sorry.
she was making spaghetti and all that, and Impmon dared suggest that spaghetti sushi, and that turned into a whole thing. Oh, and also trying to explain mothers. What they are.
Yes.
Yeah.
So basically, this Mon. Yes, but also no.
Yeah, basically. That
Okay.
is Mia's contribution to this party is odd life lessons like motherhood, what is, and spaghetti sushi no do.
And
Spaghetti sushi no do.
and then
That
finally,
is the best phrase.
Rukia. Does Rukia have any thoughts or feelings she would like to mull over during this transportation? It's almost instantaneous, but anime logic. You can have like countless episodes of flashback during that time. So
Dream logic.
Yeah. Yeah, Rukia is just sort of basically thinking back on like just all of the fun times with friends and also all the times that she was actually brave throughout the entire journey. And also just hanging out with Drakemon, like as his like small form Dev wrote off his various digivolutions, and basically in her thoughts is just like two things. One, I still think that evil corporations are terrible, and two, and he just looks down at like the little. And again, we're into real world, so I guess like the little like rose petal bracelet thing that Drakemon made for her is no longer there. So she just looks down at her wrist like, I'm gonna ask my mom if I can get a tattoo of that.
We established
You're like
first
digital
last time. Like, so basically,
Us's, right?
what is happening here is your meat sacks. They are still at the convention center.
Very good description.
Yeah, they are still at the convention center,
yeah.
still hooked up. Basically, what you've done is you're taking your digital avatar, and that is going somewhere else in the meat space world. So you will still have all of your gear, you'll still have your digivices, you'll still have all of that.
It makes more.
Space world.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's essentially you having a digital ghost in the meat space.
That is literally exactly what's happening.
Hologram.
Sorry.
Like a hologram, but also no. That is so much of this
Actually,
game.
Like, physical you can touch.
That is so much of this
Yeah.
game. Like this, but also not.
So does that mean that reality could arguably collapse upon itself, specifically because two of us are existing in one space?
Well, we're not
That-
consciously existing in the same space because our consciousness is no longer in the original meat sack. It's now in the data ghost.
Basically, each version of Digimon, their finale usually involves some explanation of that or diving into that concept.
Yeah.
I just realized how complicated I have made this purely because I wanted you to just like, you've still got your cool Digimon clothes on. You've still, and Cat doesn't have to worry about severe chronic pain in every which shape. Like, I made it so complicated. Is it trying to
fine.
explain
It's
this one
amazing.
thing?
This is same thing happens in Digimon Hacker. So
Hacker voice,
you're
I'm
on
in.
canon.
There we go. The canon has agreed. So you would still have your little bracelet
Michael
on.
is the canon?
No, I am repeating what has happened in the.
Michael
from
is
the
the
Digimon.
communicator of canon. Michael is the Lorax. They speak for the canon.
I'm the Digimon fan that knows a lot.
I love that.
I am the Lorax. I speak for the trees. The trees say, "Shut the fuck up."
Okay,
Okay,
so
sorry. We keep
try to
getting sidetracked.
to
We
progress
flashback.
things, Billy's flashback.
I
mean,
Wait, what were you saying, ATB?
Yeah, I
I
don't think
haven't
ATB had finished. I think we all started talking over it because we got distracted.
was trying to fucking continue
Sorry.
speaking.
You good, ATB?
I can't even remember what I was going to say. It's
Well-
fine.
Can I tell you what the last thing you said was?
Yeah, sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. It's understandable to be annoyed. We kept talking over you. The last thing you said where you like looked down at your wrist, and we were just the introduction was to explain that as you are the data ghost, you do have that little bracelet on. So you were talking about how you looked down at your wrist and you wanted a tattoo of that bracelet that Drakemon made you.
Okay, thanks. I think just for that, like, just backtrack and be like, basically, like, yeah, just probably thinking, like, want to get, like, a permanent version of that.
Okay.
Sorry.
There's no need to apologize. Do you want like 5 minutes to like rethink about everything? Like we can jump over, let Michael do his, and then we'll come back to you if anything comes to you, or do you think you're all right? And this time
Yeah,
we
I
won't
think-
talk over you.
I think it's fine.
You sure?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
If he'll come back.
I mean, I'll ask again, regardless, just in case you do think of anything. All right, Michael, what is Billy's flashback?
Billy's, it starts off very much like with the framing device of like it starts off with like the first little bit where like they had raised the helmet and got those warnings where it starts with like that flashback, which happened in the first or second episode. And then it cuts to the Spider-Man Kokugaramon with the little Wormmon on top of it in the fortress as they were working together, a little fuzzy and out of focus. So just like the two together, as we get that shot of like Wormmon being very kind of like encourage Koguramon before it got compliments, and it Koguramon uh, went away into the trees. Then we have kind of like a shot of Billy getting slammed into the tree, and then we have the duel between them and Burramon, and how kind of like they won the sword through honorable combat. Then have that very nice little frame shot of Leomon and all of us having kind of like the picnic together, and everyone having kind of like their own little tea thing on the big blanket, and then cut to Leomon's death, and of just like that shot of where he gets hurt, and then the shot of Billy placing the metal heart in the snow. Before it comes back to that, having that little reminder of all that they've gone through, who they have to protect and have to finish. That with that mind inside that might have to sacrifice self so that everyone else might get through this.
Nice, like that. Okay, so right before I start doing Game Master stuff, ATV. Is there anything else you can think of? Because I know we kind of cut you off a little bit and probably got you all flustered and mixed up. Has anything else come to mind, or are you happy with what you did include?
Yeah, I can't really think of anything else. I'm sorry, Bardic.
I'm not asking for an apology.
It's okay.
I don't know, just for like being excited.
Okay. Well, obviously I have no agency over your character, but if, for example, if I were in your position right now, a few of the things I would maybe want to consider highlighting would be how when you first got to the digital world, you immediately froze up and weren't sure what to do when the giant bug appeared, and then finding a lot of comfort when you're in the tree house, the tree home, and interacting, and just general shenanigans with Drakemon and how it was all fun and goofy, and then that time you got stabbed, that might be a memory, and how
That time you got stabbed. Good job.
All
And-
people remember the first time they get skewered. It's a rite of passage for all of my OCs.
and how that being stabbed made your little prankster friend turn into a big dumb puppo who actually is a massive badass. And it's like, yes, puppo. So you might have that, and the bonding with Sanglutmon. I don't know if there's like some deeper level there of Rukia always wanted a pet but could never have one, and it was really, I don't know, maybe that's the case. That and then
Just
after you, please.
just thinking now, like random plot reveal of turns out Tiny Rukia couldn't really get a dog for whatever reason. Maybe one of the moms is severely allergic, so it's just like a sacrifice that needed to be made, and then suddenly just this giant digital wolf who can actually probably, since digital, don't have any allergies to it, or can just stay in a different form.
Doesn't
now
shed because digital. That'd be
Yep.
so nice. Oh my god, so much catnip everywhere. Sorry.
Yeah, so there's them. I'm just trying to think what are some other really good Rukia highlights. I mean, yeah, there's obviously all the stuff with Professor Doctor Mom, so there's probably like some good solid bonding there. We're like, yeah, me and Mom, the reveal that like my mom's actually a kind of a badass, and she likes and respects me. Yes. So, just little things like that. Obvious. Like I said, I have zero agency over your character. I can't say maybe you think about these things, but that is. I'm just highlighting the awesome stuff that Rukia has done during all of this, because I think she deserves to be highlighted. All right. So with all of that, after the generic sci-fi interdimensional warping anime sequence happened, it's Star Wars going into hyperspace or Doctor Who.
I know exactly what you know. Nice.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So after that happens, you find yourself in. It's quite an enclosed space. In fact, purely because you have Sangloopmon and Frigimon in this location as well, it is very enclosed. In fact, you're probably like a little bit all on top of each other. Pitch black, nothing, and you just hear this computerized voice saying, "Transportation completed," and right in front of you, the space around you splits down the center, and a bright white light fills as this sphere you're in basically pulls apart, and that was like the teleportation zone. And you find yourself in a pure white room with just this one sphere in it. There's like solid metallic sphere with some techno-y looking stuff, and there's like a small computer monitor next to it, and it's all very sci-fi techno, very, very Tron, basically. And pure white room, no obvious signs of windows or doors.
Very Brighton there, correct?
Very bright, needlessly bright.
Mia is going to slowly reach in her pack, slowly withdraw her sunglasses, and put them on.
Slowly put on goggles.
Kitty, what the fuck? Kitiara is one of my girlfriend's D&D characters. Ex-girlfriend. Ex-girl? I think ex-girlfriend. We haven't talked about it. Katarina. Okay. Katarina's glasses are still in the sunglass transition because they were recently outside. But she's gonna go over to Frosty the Snow Bear and ask for a pair of sunglasses real quick. For when they eventually fade back to normal. And then pop those on top of her head, and then head over to look at the computer terminal.
Yep. Alright, so you start looking at the computer terminal. This terminal, first interesting thing, whilst it seems to have like the general Megami type setup, it is clearly not linked to the system, because it is designed specifically for this transport. It doesn't need to be connected to anything else. It is just that.
Okay.
So
it looks like a computer terminal, but really it's just like elevator buttons in computer terminal form.
Basically, yes. And yeah, sure, it'll also like monitor things like, go, ooh, transportation successful, not successful. It monitors a lot of stuff, but in reality, yes, very, very fancy elevator buttons with techno jargon.
Cool beans. So if it's just elevator buttons, is there anything in there about exiting the room itself? Or is it just elevator buttons?
If this is just the elevator buttons. I don't know if you as the player might want recapping on it, but the pure white room aesthetic, that's very familiar to you.
Oh, okay. Once she realizes the terminal's just elevator buttons, she's gonna look at Kitty, and they're gonna nod, and Kitty's gonna jump off off of her shoulder, and they're gonna go in opposite directions and start touching the walls and going around in a circle.
Okay.
Just poking the walls, being like wall, 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 wall. And they, of course, probably look vaguely crazy to everybody else, but...
Does anybody else have a reaction to Katarina going and doing that?
Are you okay? Why are you just poking the wall?
If this is anything like the admin chambers in the tower, the walls are actually holograms. Which
Billy,
means
like,
door is
they kind of like with
somewhere.
the. Sorry. You go.
Which means door is somewhere. Just hidden.
Billy with the rose-colored glasses and still in that pink, like, power suit, like, outfit that moves forward. Toradamon has... No, sorry. Desperamon. And has kind of like a couple of their bandages like moved to kind of like right over their eyes, kind of like to have some shading, as they both will probably go to as far as they can go forward till they might touch a wall or anything with their hands. And if there is no door there, both of them like Desperamon would raise their left arm back, while Billy brings their right arm back and get ready to punch that area where as far as they can go.
Okay, so let me just put a little pause on that before you move on with punching the wall.
That's why I just said the arms come
Yeah.
back so that there is room.
All right, thank you. Mia, Rukia, are you have now been explained to? That's not how grammar works. It has been explained to you that there is a door somewhere, you just need to find it. Are either of you joining in, or other people got this?
Mia is actually going to turn to Professor Dr. Mon. Have you been in this room before? Do you know the thing?
Yeah? I should probably go open the door, right?
Do you want
I was gonna see if you could open the door.
you
Yeah.
want to open the door now or to wait to see if they figure it out, though?
I mean, to be honest, I was just kind of really respecting the ingenuity and just yeah, look at that. Yeah, I should go open the door, right? Before your
Actually,
friend
yeah,
punches a wall and falls out the side of a building.
yeah, you maybe open the door. Punching a wall, it hurts.
All right.
Falling off the side of the building probably would hurt more.
But that would hurt very more.
Yeah, that it would.
Sorry about that. What's been going on?
Wouldn't it kind of depend on the floor, because
Are
it
we falling
may
off
not
the
hurt
buildings?
at all because of terminal velocity, and then you just turn into kind of like a splat, so you don't really feel anything.
So
Why are we
then to explain, I assume you just had to step away for a minute. Miyahara just asked Professor Dr. Mom, like, you know where the door is? And Professor Dr. Mom's like, yeah, I should probably go open it. I was just taken aback by watching you all, like, a little bit dazed. I didn't react right away. But I should probably go and do that before Billy just punches a hole through a wall and falls out the side of a building or anything silly. Because that would not be good.
That kind of does sound like something Billy would do.
It super does.
Yeah.
Alright, so Professor
Mia
Dr.
just
Mom...
literally asked.
She's gotten back, it's interdimensional transportation. It's going to take a few seconds to adjust. So she's there. She just walks up to a part of the wall, It kind of looks like Kat was pretty close to getting there anyway, and she just puts a hand on it and small door area opens up, and Star Trek style just slides open.
Almost dead.
I imagine that Billy, like the right area where both them and Despermon would have punched, was right near the edge where the full door fully opens. If they had gone through, they'd be wrong, and it was right next to them the whole time.
I like that. All right, who is leaving the room first? Who's taking the charge?
Billy and Despermon, because Despermon, although will go a little ahead to mechanically say at least 2 meters ahead, because I think that's 2 movement. But because of Shade Cloak, the Digimon now applies Hide in Plain Sight bonus to all allies within its burst range radius. We are all hidden with Despermon at the lead. This is the whole reason why going first is so that way the blast radius is always from the point where Despermon is like 2 meters ahead, always backwards, so that
we need to figure this out because Katarina would also like to go first. Because she's the one that was the danger. She's the one who did that convinced the guy that she was the danger, and she was the one that should be left alive.
Yeah, but it is essentially the only reason why Despermon and I'd say like Billy are a little ahead is so that way we can get to the location that we are hidden to travel.
I mean,
mostly they're doing the stealth so that way we can get where you want to without anyone catching us.
Katarina is not particularly interested in stealth at the moment.
I mean, if I may,
unless there's someone around. Go ahead.
Because of the burst effect, Despermon could really be anywhere because it goes in like a radius, so you could be in front of Despermon or behind, because it's not only affecting behind him. So Despermon could stand in the middle, and everyone around could be stealthed. So Katarina could also be up there at the front, and it wouldn't mechanically alter anything.
Yeah,
okay.
It's just like the only reason why is I want Despermon to at least be 2 movement ahead of all of us.
And God damn it again. Katarina would either be even with Despermon or in front of Despermon. She is not going to want Despermon in front of her.
Okay. Then it sounds like the only way we could probably try to decide this is by how far for movement then. And between Despermon and you. Sounds like how we can decide that then.
So Despermon is going to try and force themselves in front of her.
Well, because it seems like the easy way we can determine this, so that way there is no forcing.
No, that is absolutely forcing.
Yeah.
If you're saying determined by movement, you're basically saying who is faster, who gets there first. So you're forcing yourself in front of her.
You're right. My bad. Yeah. That probably would be the correct way. I'm sorry. Thank you.
Yeah. So
he's trying to force his way in front of her.
So let's look at this from just a narrative perspective. Michael, I understand what you're wanting to do. I understand you want Despermon in front, so then you can sneak attack or get something off on someone and it be fine. But the thing is, that is also doable if Katarina is walking in pace with Despermon. It doesn't change anything. If you still want Despermon up front to be able to get that, you can. But obviously, Vin also wants Katarina up front because Katarina has things that she would like to do. They can both be at the front, and that would not mechanically alter anything. So that.
But the only reason why, like I said, in particular, to be 2 meters or 2 movement aheads, is so that way if there is an enemy ahead, they can essentially position themselves in a spot where no one else could get hurt and make a sneak attack if needed to prevent to make sure everyone is safe.
I mean, in contrast,
Katarina does not want to be protected.
Then I do not want to speak for you, but I am assuming, and please feel free to correct me if wrong, I am assuming that
Go ahead.
in the same situation, Katarina has portrayed herself as, I am the threat, and if an enemy comes along, she will just go, I am the threat, do not fuck with me, and resolve conflict
Yes.
before it even happens. So
That is what she is attempting to do, yes.
So both
And if
of
she is in
these-
front and everyone else is behind her, or even if she's level with Despramon, it will be difficult to get anyone but the threat if she is in front.
yeah.
And she is the threat that you must allow to live.
So these are both
See?
very justifiable, and I understand
see,
it's very
that's
much
why,
a
like, I was thinking, at least if we have movements to determine, we at least have already resolved this. So that was at least what I was thinking.
So, no, if we use movement to resolve this, that means that narratively, Despramon will attempt to force themselves in front of Katarina. Because Katarina was apparently right next to the door, and Despramon and Billy were on the opposite wrong side. Which means he'd have to force himself in front of her to get out of the door first.
Yeah, but by moving through the shadows, so that way.
You're still
that's
forcing
how-
yourself in front of her. Okay, I just want to make sure you understand that that's what you're doing.
I'm just
If-
saying
if the
that it's
movement-
done in a way that is not going to actually hurt or threaten your character.
Well, not physically.
Yes.
So
Fun.
honestly, I think we probably spent a little bit too long thinking about this, and we've kind of like spiraled down to like ooh this and ooh that and ooh the other. So if people do not have like a huge issue, can I just like take some control and be like,
Sure.
So I think the easy compromise here is Katarina and Despramon can be even. Then because Despramon has a much faster movement speed, if a combat scenario occurs, Despramon can just move forward then. So if Katarina's I am a threat, do not fuck with me doesn't work, then Despramon can just shift 2 spaces in front. So I assume Katarina's not going to walk up and get in someone's grill and be like, fight
No.
me. There's going to be distance.
No,
it's not like...
that is not at all what she's like, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Oh,
but,
So,
Quick, how
but-
tall are the ceilings?
purposely, like, in that situation, and the whole reason why, like, I want Despra in the front a little ahead is so, like, when, if the threat comes up, Despramon is essentially behind the threat, while she is in front of the threat, like in of the enemy.
I mean,
Sorry,
you
not threat.
you will 100% be able to do that with just Despramon's movement. Like that will just because
Yeah.
obviously
Okay,
you've got the
thank
whole the hide in plain sight. If that happens,
We're going to
when it
be
happens, it will. You can just be
Even in
there.
the hallway, and if there is a threat, you can move behind them.
There we go. See, compromise achieved.
All right.
Everyone is satisfied.
I was asking how tall the ceilings. I was asking how tall the ceilings were because when they go through the door, like if there's a long-ish hallway, then Loki's going to digivolve back into Lady Devilmon and pick Cat up and have her on the shoulder.
Okay, so ceilings easily a good solid 25 foot high. Big ceilings, very
Cool.
opulent, very
Big
much
ceilings.
over top. Hallways pretty wide, easily 30 foot wide. These are big. We are showing off how big and rich we are by wasting space. The hallways. All right.
Cool. Super tall.
So,
Super tall lady.
So, in stark contrast to the pure white room you were just in, this hallway you step out into is... It's not overly decorated, but it is very definitely high-end executive, skyscraper-esque attire. So one wall, pure glass, and you can see out over this huge bustling city. you are pretty high up, easily, 20, 25 stories. And it's, very fancy carpet. There's, like, Megami logos on the wall. Like, high-end, big, very important, like, headquarters-esque building. That is what you have stepped out into. As you are walking, obviously, none of you really know exactly what you are looking for here, I assume. I mean, Professor Doctormon might have some ideas. How would you like...
what we're looking for?
Yeah, like, you are looking for Joe Megami. You are also in
People in flesh or offices.
Yeah. So there'll be doors to various offices and such. What is the first thing you are actively going to seek out? You're going to try and seek out, this is probably one of those stupid places that have like a floor listing of what's on what floor. You're just going to go find the first random person you can. And what is the vague plan of action for the group?
Ask Professor Dr. Mom.
That is a good plan of action. She happens to have a lot of answers. So...
Yo, Professor Dr. Mom.
What is it you are specific?
Megami.
Yeah.
Basically, where find Megami, but in better language. So like, what area of the building do you think Joe Megami is in? Or like, something like that.
Well, obviously we know he is somewhere in this negative space. I think a good port of call would either be to head to his office, which is on the top floor, and that's another 15 floors up.
Of course it is.
Or to find the boardroom, and that's 10 floors up. Those are the two places. If I was a multi-billionaire asshat, I would put my secret access to a trans-dimensional negative space in one of those two locations. So, either way, we've got to go up.
I'd put it in the basement because that would be way smarter and also would break the stereotypes. But also, this is Joe Megami we're talking about.
He like writes the stereotypes.
Yeah.
So, where's the stairs exactly?
Oh god, stairs? Please tell me there's an elevator.
There is an elevator, but it is right at the far end of this hallway, and this is a big hallway. So I assume let's do a walk.
I know like stairs are not something you're a fan of, but it would allow us to have a strategic edge over any incoming opponent we might have to take on.
I'm not expecting any incoming opponent in the human world to be anything in terms of danger levels close to our Digimon.
I don't think a few security guards will want to mess with a giant wolf. Right, Singletmon? Yeah!
I feel like even a gun would not be all that dangerous with a giant woman, giant creature of indeterminate gender and species. She like looks at Despermon. Giant wolf, and also magic bean.
I just always think that your enemy is just as powerful as you. Use any tactic that you yourself might use.
Here,
I would not use sneak attack.
If I could.
What's up? What's up, Mia?
I was going to say that if, in theory, they could bring, or we could bring Digimon into the world, wouldn't we? Couldn't they arguably do the same?
That's what I was saying. Thank you.
Being mindful of that, but anywho, I'm gonna go this way where they pointed to go find the elevator.
Yeah.
And
elevator.
she's just gonna start walking forward.
Alrighty.
And Katarina is also. Katarina isn't doing any walking. It's Loki that's doing the walking, but Loki just kind of nods and starts walking towards the whatchamabrains. Elevators! Those are the words.
When the group decided elevator, that's the direction Desperon and Billy went.
Alrighty. So, make your way through the hallway. Nothing particularly of note. You might see, you know what? You definitely see a few too many overly sized portraits of Joe Megami. He looks like such a smug asshole in every single one of them. You're fairly certain they're all the same portrait, except they're slightly different. So like his suit might be a slightly different shade of off-white. And it's awful.
Can I destroy the pretentious paintings?
Now,
Yeah, it's this in character.
now,
It's like,
I want to say yes, but that might draw attention to us. So when we're done, we can make a massive bonfire of all of these.
heck yeah.
Can
Nice.
I would like to come roast marshmallows at your massive bonfire.
You're all invited.
What's up, Mia?
I was just gonna say, can I just say that Mia's sort of dragging her hand along the wall, purposefully, on accident, quote unquote, bumping into some of the pictures to kind of like make them askew in various ways?
Yes.
I love you. I love that.
See, I really want Impmon
Okay.
to just have like a marker pen and just like drag it along the wall.
So he's absolutely on her shoulders, like drawing the occasional mustache or like faux or like monocle or something on the actual portrait themselves. But it's just like, very quick
Pink
because we're
lines.
still actively moving.
Okay. So, after not very long, how long does it take to walk down a hallway, even a very large hallway? Couple of minutes, if that. You come across, both a stairwell, that's the word, and an elevator. You do find that in front of the elevator, bear in mind you are still hiding in plain sight, you do find two men. They seem to be armed, which one should be alarmed that you keep armed security officers inside hallways. And not only are they armed, they seem to have like protective headgear and like visors on. They seem to have like battle armor, which it's almost like they have a private police force in their own office building, which is definitely cause for alarm. We should say no to people being able to do that, just as a heads up. But that is basically what you come across. You see these. Obviously, you are hidden in plain sight, so you do not have to talk or interact with people. However, if you touch the elevator, that's probably gonna, I think they've noticed the elevator going bing.
Katarina is going to be brought down to Professor Doctormon and Frigimon. I think it's called Frigimon.
Mhm.
And be like, so is there anything in your item shop inventory or any of your inventories really that could be like a small metal thing to chuck down the hallway so they go towards the noise?
Technically,
I do have a collection of sticks,
You do have a
and you
collection
have at
of
least
sticks.
one of.
I was thinking metal because it would make more noise, but if we don't have metal, we can do one of those sticks.
how much noise does a
Jumps up
floppy
and
disk
starts-
make when you throw a floppy disk?
Yeah.
I was actually gonna say, if I could,
Yeah.
that Impmon sort of jumps up and starts digging through Mia's bag and
no.
pulls out a little handful of rocks. I got these!
Okay, just make sure none of them are shiny. Like, keep the shiny ones. Throw the non-shiny ones.
It's basically like gravel.
Yeah.
It's not.
Impamon, would you like to do the honors?
I'm not the best at like the physical stuff. It's more of like the yeah, and he wiggles his fingers.
Would you like
So maybe
some
someone
help?
else should.
Can I shift in? You want me to shift and throw them for you?
He'll
Hey,
sort of
I-
just shrug, just like, I don't care.
Billy has their hand outstretched in case you want to give them it.
Glutmon also becomes Drakemon and just puts his little hands up. It's like, we can have half.
I love this.
I mean, you could throw all of the rocks, or like 2 rocks.
I think
Simultaneous rock throwing.
Yeah, I think Drakemon is saying, "I'll throw half, Billy. You can throw half." I think that's what Drakemon's
Yeah,
trying
that's
to
what
say.
he's saying.
Yeah. Like,
All right.
and Billy's for that. And I'm guessing, like, Billy and Drakemon, like, ready the stones where to throw, where they're wanting to, and possibly they both throw at the exact same time so they can try to hit the same direction.
All right. Yeah. So you don't need to roll anything to throw rocks. You throw rocks. I need to roll something, however. Wow. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay. So just for my mental image here, obviously you are currently hidden in plain sight. I assume you do not stop and have this whole conversation in front of the elevator, because you can be hidden as well as you want to be. I don't think that stops them from being able to hear you talking. So I assume you say it a few meters away and it's all very hushed and whispered.
Yeah, I was figuring once we saw them, then we started planning about like how to circumvent them.
Yeah. Just making absolutely certain. I assumed that was the case, but it's always good to get confirmation. So that's decided. You go, you chuck the rocks. The guards, they kind of turn, they look, and one takes a step forward and goes, and gets a little... Yeah, they get like a little walkie-talkie thing, but like a little radio communicator that's on their armor shoulder pad area. They kind of press it and go, believe we've got a situation, perhaps some kind of infiltrators. We assume this is the fugitives we are currently prepared for. Are we authorized to summon backup?
I love the time where Bardic's dog just like, do we need to prepare for backup? Bark!
They know.
Well, it is management.
It was the dog the whole time. Now until
Dog was Megami. Mr. Megami Dad was a dog.
So,
dog and confirmed.
Hey, it is highly possible in this futuristic world that it is cheaper to have a dog as management.
I mean, it probably comes under a tax write-off or something. So, obviously, Miyaharu was like... Obviously, Miyaharu just said, wait, what?
Oh, in reference to backup?
Yeah.
Did they get permission for backup?
Well, I was going to let you have a moment to decide what you want to do in preparation for this information, and then I was going to proceed. So is there anything anybody does immediately after hearing that?
No. I feel like if we do something immediately after they requested backup, then they'll like hear that something's wrong, so we should wait until the conversation is over and then knock them out.
Mm-hmm. That is perfectly...
That was my thought process.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me. Alright, so with that...
Hey, TB, did you have something to say?
I'm not sure.
Mood.
Yeah, I can't really think of anything.
Yeah, don't worry about it. So, as you're waiting, a very calm, collected voice comes through outside reading back up, what's the word I'm looking for here? Shit.
Approved?
Approved. Jesus Christ, I could not think of the
not
word approved.
Oh.
I was thinking, what's the opposite of
words are
denied?
hard.
So, it's a backup requisition, backup request approved, summoning now. And with that, the little walkie-talkie lights up. Very similar to like your little Digivices.
Oh shit.
And each one of them, these two giant, hideous insects, very, very familiar to the first thing you thought when you arrived in the digital world, actually.
Kawaga something?
Except, instead of being red, like Kawagamon, these appear to be grey and silvery, and that is the Digivolve form of Quagamon being Kawagamon. It's basically big and grey and nasty and yeah.
Oh, Quagamon.
Oh.
So, they both appear, and they basically fill the entire hallway. How?
So now they're in front of us.
Yes, they don't know what
move?
they don't know what they're looking for, but they are looking. They're scouting. One has gone over to inspect where the pebbles went. The other is blockading and holding the line.
Are we at least within line sight of the stairs?
Aren't they
The stairs
blocking
are
both?
Yeah, the stairs are literally right next to the elevator.
Cause it sounds like the best thing we could do to get them not where we are is just throw some rocks that go down the stairs, have them all think they're taken for the stairs. Go after them. Unless anyone else has a better idea.
No, I'm willing to try that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Then that's what Billy does, aiming for it to...
Okay, so Billy, you get the rocks.
Is it an open stairwell or is there a door?
It is an open stairwell.
Okay, cool.
So, Billy, just as you're about to throw the rocks, I just have a question for you as a group. Who from this group feels that they personally would have had the best connection to Tree Grandpa?
Oh, absolutely, Drachmon.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Little, can you be my grandpa?
All right.
Drachmon.
Rukia, just as Billy is about
Drachmon
to...
is the tree grandchild.
Just as Billy is about to throw these, your Digivice makes a couple little beeps at you. You know what? It's going to do the very classic Nokia 3210 ringtone. And
Yeah.
on the Digivice, you see a pixelated version of Tree Grandpa, kind of doing like a little dance. And in front, like next to him, are some little pixelated versions of a little Woodmon doing a little dance. And then there's a pixelated version of Vegemon doing a little dance. And so after that, the screen like flashes a few times, and a scrolling message comes across and says, "We'll help."
Okay.
Rukia just sends a message back of, "Okay, please help."
The moment you touch your
Question
Digivice, it lights up, a big beam of light comes out of it, very similar to what they just did, and at that moment, Tree Grandpa, 2 Woodmon, and 2 Vegemon all jump out, and they grab hold of the giant bugs. Tree Grandpa grabs the 2 bugs, the Woodmon grab a bug each, and the Vegemon wrap themselves around the 2 guards, and Tree Grandpa goes, "Go, go, my children, stop these deforestation people, they are bad." Wait, I already said they are bad.
Is there some Quagmon and some Wormmon that are in Grandpa's Mon's branches that shoot out web?
Oh, hell yeah. Tree Grandpa kind of like shakes his head as the Quagmon start moving, and a bunch of little Tentamon and all the insects from the tree home, they kind of pop out, some jump out of his tree stash. They're like, oh, you see Tentamon? Tentamon's got his little hat on to show that he's in charge, technically. Yes! And Tentamon goes, "I am going to help now! Oh, Static Shocker!" And the room is filled with your tree home friends. So Woodmon, Tree Grandpa, Vegemon, Tentamon, Wormmon, they're all there, and they just dogpile onto these armed guards and Quagmon. And they just like, hold them down, get them out the way. It's a big no to all of this nonsense going on right now. You can get into the elevator, you can take the stairs.
I just want to have, like, is there one, like, Koda Cougarmon? The little baby, like, spider? Or
Yes.
almost, like, beating beating the crap out of one of the guards with Wormmon on there, just encourage him. Yeah, you're getting in there. Good right, good left.
Yes, definitely. The ones that Billy was teaching. You see, like, has jumped on the guard's face, covering his like visor, and just punching him in the face with his tiny little arms.
Yeah, get him in. You're going good. Come on, you get him in. Yeah, don't forget about the teeth. No, sir. Yeah, good job.
I approve of this violence.
Are you taking the stairs or the elevator?
Elevator.
Elevator.
Alrighty.
Digimon hugs his tree grandpa before going to the elevator.
I mean, Tree Grandpa's
Just
grappling
very
two
bye,
giant bugs, but he'll accept the hug and go get them, child. Ooh, like, do it for Tree Grandpa. Tree Grandpa loves you and is proud of you.
They're gonna destroy the establishment!
Do it. I don't know what that is, but do it. And with
Just
that,
little Drakemon screams as he goes to the elevator.
with that, elevator. One thing you immediately notice is this elevator only has 5 floors higher than where you currently are. There's obviously multiple elevators because this building is far too big for its own good. So I assume you just boop, highest floor you can get to.
Please be that we don't have to go. We don't have to go to, each one individually. They have on a different elevator we have to travel to.
You can
Well,
just go
I
to the
think-
5th floor and then go from there.
Yeah. Is it the 5 floors? Is it like 5 above us?
Yeah.
Like our floor and then 5 up?
Yeah, it's your floor
Okay.
and 5 more up. So what did I say? You're on like the 20th, 25th floor, somewhere around there. So it goes up
Okay.
5 more floors. You know the boardroom is 10 floors up from where you are, and the top floor is 15 floors up from where you are.
I'm just
Great.
hoping this doesn't lead to an elevator puzzle.
Oh god, no.
I don't think so. It sounds like there's like on one end there's an elevator up and on the other end there's an elevator down.
Basically,
Sort of thing.
yeah.
And we can only basically just have to go through, a couple of floors to get to another elevator that goes up further, sort of a thing.
Basically, yeah.
Not that it's like, yeah.
And I just love the image of all of you being crammed in this tiny elevator. There's some elevator music playing, and you know what? For my own personal amusement, it is an elevator version of the English dub Digimon opening. So it's do 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 do
for a
do
moment-
do.
For a moment, I thought you were going to say it is an elevator version of the Chocobo theme.
That's the next one.
Oh god.
And the doors slide
Cool.
open.
Open?
You find yourself on another floor. However, sadly, you made a lot of noise doing that. As the door opens, armed guards, weapons pointing in, large Digimon behind them. You know what? There are 2 giant versions of Aizmon. Rukia should remember these. Like giant, beefed up. They seem more powerful, more terrifying. And at that moment, Billy, your Digivice has a little thing. You see a little digitized version of Chonky, of Sandy Ravage, and Samurai Burb.
I think kind of like just like I like that, but I imagine it's very much like he looks at it, smiles, and then without like just enough like he can hit it to activate, but beforehand goes to draw out their sword, so that way when they potentially come out, it's essentially looks like they all are going together, fight as one to defeat all of these.
Oh, hell yeah. So as you do that, you reach, you draw your sword, they all come out, and you just get to shove these people back so everyone else can duck and run to the next elevator down the hallway. I assume, Billy, you go, I'd love to stay and fight, but I've got to stay with my friends. You can do it, team. And Sandy Rav's like, oh yeah!
No. it is very much more of the fact, like, yeah, you got this, I trust you, and Billy would, like, RP-wise, like, would be, like, jumping off each one, like, as they're moving forward with their group, so that way they can move and attack, and they're being off balance so that all their friends can go in and save the day, and they have the advantage as we move forward.
I would like to say that as the doors open and we see all the people, like around the same time the Digivice gets the signal, Loki's gonna put Katarina down and devolve down to Plotman and sit on her shoulder.
Alright. Okay, so Michael, because my brain is terrible, and I heard what you said, and then I immediately forgot it. Can you just repeat what your flavor roleplay thing is again for me? So I can process it.
Ninja attack, moving off of each enemy as you're moving forward towards the elevator, while the rest are attacking normally. So that way, Billy is with the group, but the movement is done with the attack. All
right. Good. My brain was like, I heard and I listened, and then I forgot everything. So cool. Yeah. You make it to the next elevator. Boom. It's another 5 floors. You go up. Same situation, except this time, Miyahara, your Digivice beeps, and the things that pop up on it is there is the weaponsmith from the shop, so Zudamon, so Turtle Boy, Big Hammer. There is Pyodramon, just hello. He's there on your Digivice. There is Bancho Lilymon with the yo-yos and just general badassery. And Mr. Red Unicorn. Just all the people from Mount Infinity. They'll all come out of yours. And
Mia's just gonna be like, heck yeah!
So, how do you want that immediate thing to occur?
I guess, as they, pop out, Mia's just gonna be like, alright, inspirational speech, you got this, you're great! Kick butt!
I already feel inspired.
Yeah, Bancho Lilymon gives a thumbs up and is like, you got it, you nerd! Chucks a yo-yo at someone, knocks them flying across the room. Pyodramon very slowly goes, oh, yeah, we was gonna, stop them. We're, helping, I think? Yeah. Anyways, brings up these 2 giant guns that hang from his waist. These 2 giant, Pyodramon has these giant guns that hang from his waist, just whips them up, and despite his slow, calm demeanor, just immediately goes, Desperado Blaster! And starts firing off all these rapid fire laser blasts.
I think it, like, if you don't mind, just a slight alteration is while he's talking very slow, all this happens. It's like, everything outside of a gunslinger, he's slow at, so he's really good at gunslinger. That's the only good thing he's at. That
is basically it. Alright.
He's good at everything.
Yeah, and as we're like running forward, Mia's just gonna be like, I have absolute confidence in your ability and you guys are all great! Bye!
So,
Dracon just yells back, oh, the Banchos are so cool!
So, this is the floor with the boardroom in. We're just going to do this last thing here, and then we'll probably take a quick 5-minute break, because I'm keeping an eye on time. You run. You get to the boardroom. I assume you kick the door open, because you want a dramatic entrance, because that'd be badass as hell.
I have a question.
Yes.
Oh, no, never mind. Question. I mean, still kind of question, but also not question. We are going to the boardroom, so the 10th floor up place.
Yeah, that is where you currently are. She went 5 floors up on elevator 1, 5 floors up on elevator 2, so that's where you are.
Right, okay, so at like floor 0, we had Tree Grandpa. At floor 5, we had Chonky and Sandy Ravage, and then at floor 10. Okay, cool. Thank you. I just needed math in my head.
Yeah, alright. Not a problem. I'm throwing a lot of numbers at you that kind of mean nothing, so I understand why they might not be going in. Alright. How do you...
Awesome. Boardroom. Kick down the door!
Yeah. You kick down the door. You do not...
I imagine it's like a simultaneous... Oh, wait, no, never mind. I was gonna say like a simultaneous kick from Despermon and Lady Devamon, except Loki is Plotman right now.
Yeah, you've got Plotman. So, you kick down the door. Sadly, there is no Joe Megami in here. There is, instead, a group of very stuffy-looking business people who are very shocked and surprised. They go, oh my! But then...
Hi, we're protesting being killed!
While that's happening, Despermon and Billy are going to try to use their stealth to hopefully get behind the board members, just in case things pop off.
So, yep, you can do that. You start being sneaky.
We don't want to be killed. Stop trying to kill us.
The board members all slowly stand up. I'm like, huh, the intruders. And they look as if they're going to reach and try and, like, activate something. Before anything happens, through a totally different wall, like through the side of a wall, you hear a very, very familiar "Yeehaw, motherfuckers!" as followed by "We are helping!" as Kenkimon, with Larry Joe, stood on top, just barged through the boardroom.
Yes!
And stood...
Very killdozer.
Yeah. So, Larry Joe is standing on top of Kenkimon, big heroic pose, and has Mother Datamon on his shoulders, who has little finger pistols set up, just firing off shots, and goes, "Do not hurt my children. Must protect the children."
Your workers are on strike! Take that! Like, physically striking you!
Yeah,
Mom's gonna beat you all up!
So what happens is Kenkimon basically uses his forklift to, like, scoop up the big mahogany table and pin all the board members against a wall. And Larry Joe's like, looks like your board meeting. No, that's stupid. Fuck you! Yeah, with a one-liner. Alright, you go, I'll keep them busy here. They've got a secret elevator up there, all the way up to, Megami's office. We'll be fine here.
Does it have a password or anything?
No. They don't really assume that many people would, storm some kind of multi-layered attack front on an office building.
Well, you never know.
So, I reckon y'all's all pretty damn good. So, you go and get that. I'll take care of this. And, what's on my brain? You! Yeah, like all of you generically, I'm not pointing at any of you. Y'all human resources department sucks. I quit.
Y'all human resources department sucks. I quit.
And with that, you can get in the final elevator and go straight up. You find yourself penthouse. It is one large open. There's like a small hallway which you arrive in, but then there's like one room and it just says Joe Megami, CEO.
Rich bastard penthouse.
We will pause there to have a quick 5-minute break. And we will jump right back on in real soon. So, I will get ready with the break screen. See you real soon, everybody. And we are back. Where we left off, we were standing outside a door to a needlessly luxurious penthouse on the top floor of this Megami building. The door simply reads, Joe Megami, CEO. What do?
Any complaints to having Digimon kick it down?
What about just Dr. Mom kicking it down like Megami?
I mean, Doctor,
Yes.
if she wants to kick it down, she can kick it down. I don't know what her leg strength is like.
I mean, she is currently fueled by pure hatred.
And she's Mama Bear.
Yeah.
Mama Bear.
Mom rage.
Yeah, she has
Yes, fueled by
mom
mom
rage
rage.
mixed with social justice rage and just utter hatred of the rich right now. So,
Yeah, because like
I
I
think she can
imagine
kick a
like
door
just
down.
a toe tap from her would lead with both the doors flying off their hinges.
I mean, I was gonna have her like kick the door, and the doors do fly off the hinges. So
Woo!
so I like that. That's my image. You know, Professor Doctor Mom just kicks the door, fly open, break off the
Boom.
hinges. They smash into the walls behind them. Like they swing wide open, past the hinges. There's two giant door engravings on the wall, and they're. Okay, I don't know how best to describe this because words are difficult. As she steps through the threshold, she's about to start on a rant. You know, she's about to just go megami. But as she steps through the threshold into the room, from the outside, you're all there with her. She steps through the threshold, disappears.
Well,
Lydia is instantly
I'm just gonna
running.
stick my hand in and see if my hand disappears.
Oh, it does.
well,
Despermon and
there goes
Despermon go in.
Yeah,
Like they're in the shadows and silently, but they go in right after.
Okay, so to describe exactly what happens here.
Yeah.
Sorry, after you. I'll do descriptions after people finish talking.
I was just gonna say that you said, just to clarify, Rukia, you said you were just like straight up running in.
As soon as she sees her mom disappear, suddenly she and also Dracomon runs in with Dracomon just switching into saying Lupmon.
Okay. Then Billy, you and Abra, not Despermon, you walk in.
Yeah,
Cat-
literally, we went in like after the doors got open on because the whole idea was, hey, the doors are going off. We hopefully can go in. We're in the shadows. We can get behind the enemy, so that way they can do their big speech without worry.
Cat just sticks her hand in over the threshold to see if just the hand disappears.
I'll pick up on that thread in a second. And Mia?
Mia was probably gonna be like the last to go in and just sort of be like, Itmon, should we like, since people are disappearing and stuff, should we just like cannonball in and see what happens? And to which Itmon will just be like, yeah, sure, but we might fall on our butts. Actually, no, that would be funny. Let's do it. And yeah, they're gonna like pseudo cannonball in.
Okay. So, I will pick up on Kat, because she is the one who would probably experience this properly first, because she's like going, ooh. As you put your hand in, there is, quite honestly, a very uncomfortable sensation. Imagine like a static shock, but almost infinitely more intense. So it's not like an electrical shock. It's just like a very
I don't like that.
Yeah, a very uncomfortable jolt. And since you've just put your hand in, you would probably feel it prolonged because it seems to be the threshold causes this. So people who just stepped through, they would have just experienced it and be through into the next place. You went You kind of prolonged the experience by hovering over the threshold a little bit.
But did my hand disappear?
It did. Your hand went through into some other location, and you could feel it on the other side.
Yank it back out?
Yeah.
Shake it out? Well then, let's do this! Gonna like take a few steps back and then bolt to try and have the smallest possible time in the threshold.
Good call. So, everyone else, let's pick up where you are. Dodge, stop growling at him. It's your own fault. You've tried to tuck yourself under the cushion in the bed. Bruiser's walking. He's gonna walk near you. Don't be silly. Dogs are dumb.
How
Dogs
how
are-
dare you walk near me?
Dogs are really dumb. I wish I could show you what I mean, because he's so dumb. Anyhow, everyone else. What you have crossed into is you could see inside the room. You could see inside the office. You could see Joe Megami sat at a desk. You could see all that. But when you step into the room, there's this very strange sensation. You feel this jolt of static energy pass through you as you step through. And what you do notice is the walls, all glass, because rich people, right? However, what you can now see, before, when you were outside, you could see through a glass and you could see like a bustling metropolis. Inside, that bustling metropolis is there, but at the same time, you also see the digital world. You see, great mountains. You see, a widespread ocean. And you see these things kind of like overlay and glitch over each other, as if this room exists in both places simultaneously, but doesn't exist in either.
Yep.
Fun.
It's...
That's really weird.
It is.
For a
It's
moment, I thought it was
super
gonna be
weird.
Danganronpa.
You thought it was going to be what, sorry?
Like a Danganronpa thing where, like, spoilers for a game that came out many fuck ton years ago.
I've never played it.
Basically, the plot is like just you look outside and oh, it's an apocalypse. I mean, you're not missing much, honestly. I'll be honest.
I didn't hate the anime.
I had a lot of fun with it, but that's because some of the characters were really, really good.
So
Yeah.
we enter the room.
Yes, okay. You enter the room and you can see this weird merging and overtaking of the world, and it's all very alienating and probably a little bit disorientating in the slightest if you look at it for too long, because it's kind of like if you had if you had like glasses on but each lens was looking at a different thing, so it would be like looking through like two sets of binoculars at the same time, but like one was looking one way and one was looking, so it probably messes with your depth perception a little bit, and it's just very uncomfortable. But yes, you step in, and obviously you all stepped in after Professor Doctormon. She started her big old speech. I do not have a speech written for this, so it's going to be half-winged. But it's very much along the lines of, Megami, hang on. Megami, I'm here. I'm going to destroy you and your stupid company, because it sucks. Fuck you. I mean, I suppose... Sorry, pardon my language. Anyway. Yeah. I got distracted. That was a very uncomfortable experience, walking through that.
You've lost yourself and started swearing, even though you get mad at me when I stub my toe and say frick.
I do, but, quiet. Shush. Do not point out my flaws.
And then says something that we all are amazed on, that is very touching and amazing, because Bardic is a great GM that writes great characters.
I mean, I kind of like the mental image, but the transfer of dimension has kind of like scrambled her a little bit and thrown her off the game a little bit. So I think I'm gonna roll with it. And she's like, "All right, you know what? I had a whole speech. Forget the speech, Megami. It's over. We've got you cornered. You got nothing." Does anybody wish to add to that, or am I okay to move on to Megami's villainous reply?
Just the only thing that Billy is doing is like, because hopefully plain in sight is still going, since they haven't done anything to bring attention to them. Hopefully, both them and Despermon to get behind Minagi, or the villain.
Yeah, Megami. There you go. All right, so you do that. You're getting in position. Kat, Mia, Rukia, do you have anything you would like to do before Megami does a villain reply?
Cat's just gonna kind of follow up and be like, the entire digital world is rejecting you.
Rukia just goes alongside her mother and takes up her advice and shows like the reason why she was chosen for the beta testing, and is like, yeah, trying to use me as a playing chip to make my mother more accepting of your plots or whatever really wasn't a bad idea. It really wasn't a great idea on your part. And oh boy, aren't you glad that I am short and have very weak arms?
That's so good. Mia?
Mia was Mia correct in saying that when when her and Impmon cannonballed in the room, they definitely fell just on their butts?
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Okay. Alright. So Mia is just Impmon's immediately going to stand to his feet. Mia, however, is just going to sort of lean back and just like lay on the floor for a second before getting up, and she's just gonna put a finger in the air and just be like, and you're a big jerky jerk face too, and we're gonna kick your butt. And then get up.
Okay. Joe Megami sat at his needlessly oversized desk. When I say needlessly oversized, okay, let's go full ridiculous. Like, this is a big room. This is like this office. It's, you know, it's probably bigger than a lot of people's like houses, like square foot wise. The desk,
Oh my god.
Oh.
is as wide as the whole room.
Jesus.
Jesus, how does he get around it?
He is.
Does he like, does he vault over it?
It's got like, you know what? We'll answer that. He stands up slowly, hands on the desk. Chair wheels out. The chair is also ridiculously oversized. The chair is maybe like 10 foot high. This guy likes big furniture. Apparently, it's like
The wheeled throne.
it's clearly like some overcompensating, verging on fetish level of I like big furniture. I can't make serious
Thanks for
villains,
that
I'm
mental
sorry.
image, Bardic.
Oh no.
I am so sorry, I can't make serious villains. I like joking around too much.
No, I love it.
No, the joking is fine, but that mental image, wow.
Yeah, because I imagine someone says, sarcastically, he's clearly not overcompensating for something.
So,
Yeah.
he stands up slowly. Chair wheels back. He looks into the room and goes, well, you all seem to have something to say. Now, I believe this is the part where I give some kind of long-winded monologue, taught and tell you how you're all meaningless and, you know, I will crush you all under my might and so on.
I mean, if this was one of your really shitty movies, yes.
Yeah, probably. But, honestly, we could just cut all of that, because ultimately, this isn't a movie, children. This isn't, you know, some feminist, powered mom saves the day romp, Professor. This is reality. And I happen to be the richest man in the world. So, quite frankly, you are all irrelevant to me. You can stomp
I thought
in
you
here
just
and-
said you weren't gonna say that.
Fuck. Are we going to pick apart everything everyone says, or are we just going to move things along so you can be defeated and I can continue with my plan? Because, quite frankly, I didn't pencil in this short interlude in between my meetings.
Didn't. Yeah, I
Probably
mean,
should've.
unless you really thought that like those lackeys that you gave us were gonna actively kill us when they were really bad at working together. They were really shit at working together. Do you know one of them killed two of the others? Like, dude, you need to do a little bit more like research into your teams.
Okay, so, big surprise, be quite obviously that maniacal sociopath doesn't really care. So, just saying.
I kind of want to do a thing right after he says that, if you're okay.
Oh, please do.
And I know it's going to cause chaos, so that's why I'm asking first. You all okay with it?
I'm back. I missed a lot of things.
Just Megami being evil and us sassing him, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, everything just crashed on my end.
Ooh.
Oh dear.
Is it all back? Does it all look like it's working?
No, everything is still down.
Okay.
So like roll 20 and
Yes, when I say everything, I mean everything. Everything's
except
down.
Discord.
Well,
Discord was also down. I just got it back.
Oh, okay.
Well, if Discord is working, right, you can hear us, we can hear you. I'll try and give the shortest recap. Basically, Vin already covered it. Megami is, he's trying to be cool and be like, I'm not going to give some villain speech. By the way, here's my villain speech.
Yeah.
And every time
with...
you try to do, every time you say something, he basically goes, I don't care. I'm rich. Whatever. And Billy was just about to do something and was just double checking if everyone will be okay if he does something that is probably going to start chaos.
I'm good with chaos. I am a chaos gremlin.
I mean, yeah. I mean, did we get Joe Megami to like basically admit like, yeah, I'm doing that shit? What of it?
Not right this second, no. Like, you haven't...
He's called us irrelevant, but I think that's the closest he's gotten.
Yeah, he's called you irrelevant. He has admitted to be a sociopath, but you haven't...
He literally just called himself a sociopath.
Yeah. He hasn't quite
this is
admitted
why
to,
I'm
like,
asking.
being behind, like, organizing and having horrible, destructive, villainous plans.
Okay, could I add something very quick then?
Yes, this is why I was checking in first, so everyone else could do the thing they wanted to do first.
Okay. Arctic?
Yeah, go right ahead, please do.
Okay, so basically Rukia just holds up the screen of her Digivice again and is like, with all of your money and all of your power and all that, how are you exactly going to cover up, I don't know, possibly the death of 100 people for a beta test? Like, I mean, sure, accidents happen, but 100 people suddenly dying is kind of a bit suspicious.
Yeah, yes, you are correct there. 100 people dying would not look good for the company. It would not look good at all. But, you know how it wouldn't matter? Is if approximately 10 billion people all died.
Wait,
So,
what?
I'm sorry, what?
yeah. So, you know what? I don't want to be a cliche, but I haven't told anyone this yet, and I'm actually really excited about it. So, what if, just you see all this? You see a human world. Look at it, dirty, disgusting, just horrible, quite frankly. And then you see the digital
That's
world.
mostly your fault, but go on.
It is, but I also don't care. Then look at the digital world. It's so free and wonderful, but unfortunately, it's just got living things in it, and I don't want that. Now imagine if I could have like all the niceness, all the usefulness, all the convenience of the human world with the freedom of the digital world, but without any of the annoying other people or Digimon. So what if I just killed everything and made myself like the sole person in charge of everything ever? And then to combat loneliness, of course, I would just make new people. to work for me, to serve me, so I could just be everything.
Be a king of nothing.
Oh God.
No, the people would
you
exist. They'd exist. They'd just do exactly what I say all the time. It's so much easier to just program them instead of having to manipulate them with money.
Oh,
Do you know how much time and effort it takes to create entire monopolies? Why bother? Destroy it all and make it so I already had it. I don't have to beat anybody or outsmart anybody or engage in many illegal activities like, insider trading. Like, just no. Skip the middleman. I don't have to organize illegal hitmen. I don't need to partake in, corporate espionage anymore. Just, no, kill them all.
Anymore. Just clarifying, you have done all of those things?
You.
Of course. What do you think this is?
Issues.
Well then.
Issues.
I would say that you're trying to drive your own self to insanity, but buddy, I think that you have reached that point. And all I can say is congrats for somehow luring yourself into the biggest douchebag in history.
Is that enough that you got the incrimination?
Oh, 100%.
100%.
Okay.
You know what? Not even 100%, like 1,000%.
Okay. Because what I would like to do if you guys are done, like right after you say congratulations and you've made yourself into the biggest douche, that right after you finish saying that, Billy, like from the shadows, use their blade to try to slice off one of this guy's arms from behind, and Billy said,
Oh
say,
God.
I guess you don't need a hand anymore.
Okay.
Ooh, could have just went with, I guess he's just been disarmed.
Alright,
Yeah.
roll fight for me, please.
Certainly. And, is
Quest-
that,
I believe this is a called shot.
This is 100% a cold shot. Do you want to... Let me find the rules for that, because we've not used that yet.
I forget it's either 3D... It's either 3d6 plus 11, or 11d6.
11d6, buddy.
Okay.
I'm just trying to find the rules. I wrote them all down. I don't know what I did with them.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, because I am coming from shadows and affected by a Desperamon's cloak that allows for hide in plain sight and allows for sneak attack. Would that apply unto this as well?
Yes, it most certainly would.
Okay. Oh, and I need to add in the... So that would be double, I believe, correct? No, it's equal to its RAM, so that would be 2 added on.
Yep, so that takes you...
So would that be 11d6 plus 2, or 13d6?
13d6, I think.
Okay, and then the samurai sword, is that another 2 added on?
Yes, I believe so. So I believe that is 15d6. Okay, let's see how many successes we get. We get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yuxi!
So, very much.
Villain is lemons.
You good, Finn? You just having a good little chuckle at the live chat, which is for anybody who catches these.
Finn is dying.
For anybody who catches these on YouTube, this is a perfect reason why you should, if you can, come and check out the live streams, because we have some wonderful live chatters with some biting commentary, such as Evil, standing for every villain is lemons. So whilst Yuxi does that laughing, not Yuxi, Vin, Yuxi is a wonderful human being in the chat. Yeah, Michael, swing, arm, straight off, cut, arm hits the floor. Something suspicious. There is no blood.
Oh, you're digital
Weird.
too. Neat.
Instead,
But does the arm
Where is your
just
body?
fall off?
the arm just falls off. That flies off. You know, that arm can like fly. It can land somewhere on the desk. It can splatter against a wall. It can go anywhere. Whatever you want that arm to do. You can catch the arm and use the arm as a weapon. You can slap him with his own hand. I think that'd be a bit silly, but
Why are
you
you
could.
hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself? Cat's like, oh, dude, where's your actual body then?
So-
Or do you not have one anymore?
So, what happens? Arm flies off. Immediately, out of where the open wound would be, but it's not a wound because it doesn't exist or something, I guess. I'm not going to try and explain it too much because that is just too complicated. There just appears to be a small collection of black tendrils, like 3 thick black tendrils that wrap around themselves and roll down, forming a long, overly muscular clawed arm. As
Oh, dears.
Like that.
as you see Joe
No me
Megami,
gusta.
Joe Megami gets this big, over-the-top smile, and on the right-hand side, his lip begins to twitch, and as it does so, it kind of glitches out a little bit. You see half his face start to, like, peel away, revealing a very
Too many teeth.
large blue mask underneath. And you feel the ground move beneath you as his body, like, twists around itself. The other arm, that falls off, replaced by this large, overly muscular tendril. His lower body twists into itself and embeds itself into the floor, as you find that you are stood
No.
you are basically stood on Joe Megami, as the floor becomes a part of his body. For reference, Michael
Nope.
will recognize this Digimon. I think I'm doing a decent job of describing it, but this is a Pokerarymon. Like, it's a really hard, and it is the final antagonist of the first season of the Digimon anime. It's like Apocalypse.
Yes! It has my favorite line.
It's an apocalypse in Mon form.
Basically, yes.
Yes. But the thing is like, from those tendrils, as they are, each one of them are like little digital DNA helixes.
Mm-hmm.
As like they go out. And he's still, like, the dub has my favorite line. That is his. Why must you all have the pizza while I only get the crust?
Ah, God.
So,
Oh,
And
don't
then
even know what that means.
I think you'll find this funny
Oh,
in that
That's a
and
no.
then not Beelmon, but their trainer goes, this mon's insufferable with the puns.
the first season, the dub of Digimon is so fantastic at times. I love it. So, let's jump back to the terrifying situation you are all currently in.
This is a no. This is a no. This is
What?
a giant no. No.
As this transformation
No.
sequence continues, you see the walls like fold outwards, and the ceiling just disappear as you find yourself you find yourself floating. There is no gravity here. There is no sense of weight. You just see this darkness, this blackness, and like these tendrils and
Joe mention.
like, so chains begin to like fly off him, and you see these chains like spread darkness outwards, and you see them reaching to like the human world and the digital world, and this darkness is slowly beginning to spread. He is basically preparing to make all the worlds him.
Too bad.
Sir, this is a no. I'm afraid we don't have an apocalypse scheduled for this week. You'll have to reschedule.
For a hot second there,
okay,
then
so-
I swore down you were about to say, "Sir, this is a Wendy's." My brain
Sir,
is
this is
rotted.
McDonald's drive-through.
My brain is rotted by memes. I am so sorry.
Hey, take was thinking the inverse of that is, sir, I forgot details.
All right. Sorry.
It's too recent for me.
Okay. I'm
I know
sorry.
what you're talking about.
Ugh.
Sir, can you please reschedule your apocalypse? Am I getting any kind of verbal response?
Yeah, I think like zone is not. We don't have this area zoned for apocalypse. I think you're gonna have to fill out additional forms before you can have this apocalypse.
Yeah, additional forms.
Sorry, I'm still chuckling so much at my own terrible jokes. Sorry, ATB,
Oh,
can you
I'm
repeat
sorry.
yourself?
Please don't actually have like multiple forms like physical. This one is just enough.
Oh,
Honestly,
yeah.
I thought you were this before. I'm gonna give him Marcus. I didn't think that was possible, honestly.
Yeah, it's kind of impressive. But yes, sir, you do not have the clearance
Okay.
for this apocalypse.
ATB, I think I'm having some connection issues, specifically with you, because I'm getting a little robot-y voice from that end. Obviously, that's not
Yeah,
your
I'm
fault, that's
not,
not anything.
It
So,
might be you.
yeah, I think that is an issue on my end. So what I'm gonna very quickly do, and this is gonna fuck up the stream and everything, I'm just gonna jump out the call and jump back in. Hopefully that'll sort it out. So, dupe.
Oh, okay.
Let's try that. Hopefully that fixed it. ATB?
Did it fix it? Can
There
you
we
hear me
go.
better
Wonderful. Perfect. Thank you.
now? Okay.
So, apologies, because I'm sure you had a really good speech just then, but technical issues kind of fucked it up. You know what? The world is being distorted. That's the justification. Would you mind repeating what you said? Like, as close to it as you can, or whatever. Entirely up to you.
Basically, she went, please don't actually have more alternate forms. This one is just enough. I mean, I thought you were ugly before, but now this is somehow worse. Your parents should be so disappointed in you.
His parents probably didn't hug him enough as a child.
Oh god, probably not.
Just so I can reformat the scene, so we have essentially a majority of the people are in front of Apocalypse Mon, and we have Billy. Like, is they behind them, or are they on their shoulders? Much with like
Or-
Despermon,
Aren't we
or are they
on?
behind them?
Well, they were behind when they sliced off the.
Yeah.
I
So-
know, it's just the
But everything
transformation.
has
I've lost.
become.
Yeah, I just lost positioning on where Despermon and Billy are in relation to Apocalypse Mon
So-
and everyone.
Thankfully, Michael, you've done a really good job. You've shown the image of Apocalypse in the thingy. So, that image that we're looking at in the chat here, the people who can't actually tell, in the middle where it kind of looks just like a little head, that is a full, like, bigger than people, like, that's bigger than Mega level Digimon, just the body on the top. You are all currently stood around that, because that entire platform, that was the office. And everything else around, like, that is underneath you. So, Billy, you are directly behind him. Everyone else, you are stood in front of him on this giant platform as he has grown, and this giant floating platform is underneath you with these countless long chains flying out, and there is just eternal darkness that is spreading and infecting the digital and human worlds.
What is this? Kingdom Hearts? No, that's next month.
That is next month. But this is just as anime and just as bullshit.
Yeah.
So, who would like to try and do something? Anything at all?
Well, did he respond to Billy and Cat being like, "Sir, you don't have clearance for this apocalypse"?
Okay,
And
so
Billy said, "I guess you don't need an arm,
Oh,
that
part
or you don't need a hand."
okay, so the response to you don't have clearance for an apocalypse, just the one eye you can see, it'll kind of like do that awful thing where the whole eye kind of like moves around a little bit before locking onto you, and
Yikes!
the jaw opens only a tiny little bit, and words somehow come out even if he is not moving his mouth to talk. So it opens a little bit, and you see like little strips of what could be flesh, they could be material over where the
Ew.
gap in the mouth is, and these words just come out and goes,
Ew.
I am the clearance.
Oh, fuck you, Mr. I am the Senate.
How dare I am the Senate? I need to kill this dude to regain my honor now.
I'm for this now, just because you pulled in that this guy's the Senate, and I am very much against the Senate.
Yeah.
Mia
okay.
is going to pull up her armor, like use her little phone charm things to armor up and bow up,
Mhm.
and Impmon will go ahead and switch into Wizardmon.
Yeah, Plotman's gonna jump off and switch into Lady Devamon, and then reach down and pick Cat up, put on the shoulder.
If you're okay with this, I'm not sure if like Deathramon would still be in Shadow or not when Digivolve, but I like the idea that when after all this, seeing everyone else Digivolve, Deathramon Digivolves into Tortamon, but it's like right underneath Billy. So as Tortamon is Digivolved, like you have kind of like Billy is underneath, so like they end up being just on their shoulder after they fully Digivolve.
Yeah, I'm 100% okay with that. And ATB, what are you doing?
I think Rukia is staying as Simon the position it becomes interested. He falls into Madam again.
Okay, 1 second. I'm wondering if I can quickly do something, because once again, I'm getting awful robot voice. I've just done something. I don't know why it has been doing that. So hopefully I've just fixed that.
Hopefully.
Yeah, okay, that should work. I've just moved us from an EU
What
server
just
to
happened? My brain was off.
Yeah, I was getting robot voice again, so I've just swapped the server region from a Europe region where I am to a US region. Maybe that's better. I was getting awful robot voice again for some reason, but only from ATB. Hopefully this should fix it. So, ATB, what is Rukia doing?
Rukia is standing back a bit as Singletmon becomes Matadormon again. And just does a cool, just flourish with his rapiers in his arms.
Mm-hmm. This is good
and it's
stuff.
just ready to go. I'm not sure if I can do any attacks yet
Um,
or anything.
Well, this is... You can go straight in and you can all attack. You literally just need... You just need to roll fight. Or
Okay.
accuracy, sorry, for Digimon to do stuff if you would like to. 'Cause, you know-
I mean, if that's the case...
I was about to say, we
Sorry.
should probably roll some dice at some point in this session. I mean, if we don't want to, we can go full
Yeah.
narrative, and I'm okay with that. If people aren't that fussed about rolling dice right now, but I know people like to
would
roll
that be-
dice.
I have dice. I'm okay with rolling dice.
Yeah,
Would that be 3d6 plus the stat, or
If it's
the stat-
accuracy, it's a pull check.
Accuracy,
Yeah.
full, yeah.
mhm.
Okay, so you know what?
Yeah,
Let's do some ridiculous nonsense. I assume you all want to attack in some way, shape, or form.
I was
Sort of, yes.
I was actually going to because I want to make the reference, and just because I've been waiting to say the line so long after making Matadormon, I wanted to try to taunt him.
Mm-hmm.
Yes! Yes! Go for it! I love it. This is the whole reason why I did poke the bear as an aspect. I love that you're doing it.
Yeah. Matadormon just sort of, on one of his arms, the rapier's all just vanish for a moment as he just fixes the visor on his face and just puts at Apocalypmon. Apocalypmon?
Yeah, it's a horrible
I
name.
can-
Don't worry about it.
Is what the they say Apocalypse Mon.
Mr.
in the
Megami
dub
Mom.
'cause it's easier.
You can just keep calling him Joe Megami if you want. That's who
Yeah,
he is.
Instead of Mr. Megami Man, he's Mr. Megami Mon.
Mr. Megami. Yeah, he points at Mr. Megami Mon and just goes, "Enough talk. Have at you!" And then he tries to taunt.
Okay.
So,
Oh shit, I clicked off of Discord and One Winged Angel stopped playing. I have to open this in a new tab now.
yes, he has a 21 accuracy.
Nice.
I respect that. Okay, let's see how many successes that is. Oh, wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah. That'll make contact. So, how much
So,
damage
yeah,
is
that? It actually doesn't. Well, are you fine with it making any damage? Because it was mainly just a taunt thing.
Yeah, if it's just
Does
the
it
taunt.
do damage?
If it's just the effect of taunt or whatever, then yeah, that's fine. It depends on how you built the move. If it has a damage aspect, or
Yeah.
if not, it's just 11 to taunt, so he's going to focus you. Alright, I will take that into account.
Oh boy.
Everybody else, would you all like to attack?
Yes. But her attacks are not going to be damage attacks, so if you don't mind, can I throw them out first?
Yes, please do.
Cool. Hellish Shriek and Heavenly Shield. So, I'm gonna roll accuracy for the paralysis effect against his dodge.
Mm-hmm.
If he has dodge. I mean, he's a giant thing, but okay.
Yeah,
What is my accuracy stat? 14. Cool. Ominous Latin chanting. 3, 5, 6, 7, and then 2 more. So 8. 8 accuracy.
yeah, that works.
Cool. How many leftover accuracy dice do I have?
Well, he has no dodge, so 8.
Oh, cool. That means he's paralyzed for 8 turns.
Yep, so that's his movement speed reduced, isn't it? From what I recall. That's
It's
immobilized.
also a thing.
Paralyze
I mean,
is the other thing.
Paralyze also does things with dodge, but if he doesn't have any dodge, I don't think it's gonna do anything.
Well,
Actually.
because it sounds like how what happens narratively is we at Toradamon, Matadormon has taunt them. They go out to possibly
they can't-
strike at them, and you stop it right before they can.
So they have a
Yeah.
penalty to their dodge equal to my bit value, which is 6. And all terrain is difficult terrain, so I think that means it takes twice as much movement.
Yeah.
So they can't move.
Yeah.
Well, they can't move well.
All right.
And then the heavenly shield, because I named things. I wanted to name things as things. I'm assuming we're all within like 8 meters of each other.
So
Oh yeah, definitely. Just for ease. I clicked a thing.
Cool. Then like everybody gets 6 whatchamabrains.
Temporary hit points.
Yes, that.
HP.
Temp HP.
Alrighty.
6 temp HP for everybody.
Sweet.
Dodge.
Dodge wants to fight too.
Okay, so that goes off.
Yeah. I don't think anybody has been hurt, so Katarina isn't really gonna do anything. Oh, you know what Katarina's gonna do? She's gonna feed a healing chip to defense chip to Loki.
Okay.
'Cause this is the final boss, so let's use all the items.
It is. All right. Billy, Mia, who has things I would like to do? I assume both of you.
Mia, if you have something in mind, you can go first.
So Mia is first going to also feed a defense chip to Wizardmon, because currently in Wizardmon form. So that's what, +2?
Yup.
Okay, cool. And then Wizardmon is going to start muttering and like under his breath, and these various like meteors sort of form around him and shoot out, basically to make sure that it's, you know, lower to where it won't hit any of us. A cliff meteor, which is, give me 1 second. Oh, 15, right.
Final brain cell do. Just like on a bad kazoo.
I don't have a kazoo, sadly, but if I had one.
2, 3, 4,
It's not gonna be my turn
5.
for a little bit. I'm gonna go see that kazoo.
Right? Is that
5.
5 successes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so 5 successes. It has the. I know it doesn't matter. Well, it does a little bit because no dodge, or it also affects accuracy. But this attack has both the blind feature, which there's the description, as well as armor piercing, so it automatically ignores 6 armor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Should I also post on right away? I just instead. I'm sorry.
Oh my god. Sorry. Robot voice keeps happening, and this has definitely got to be an issue on my end. I'm just wondering if there's anything at all I can do about it. Because it is...
Yeah, they just said, should I post taunt in there?
No, it's okay.
Okay, so...
Yeah,
ATB did.
yeah, I've got a
sorry.
thing. Okay, so let me see. This might ruin everything. Hope it doesn't. Don't ruin everything. Don't ruin everything. Don't ruin it. Don't ruin it. Don't ruin everything. Okay. I might have fixed everything. Maybe. Fingers crossed. But that's gonna happen. And that's... No. That...
Okay, you're back. You're
There we
live,
go.
right?
Yep, there we go.
I'm actually showing a network error. Let me make sure that it's fixed.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just got it.
It's still
saying.
showing.
Yeah, no, I thought that would ruin everything, but it should fix everything, and there we go. Boom, back on. Thankfully that doesn't mess with the recording, so that's fine.
Okay.
So, I think, and I hope that I've fixed everything. I've just switched from being on the Wi-Fi extender to connecting to a 5G. Hopefully that sorts out whatever weird connection issue is going on. So, ATB, you had asked if you need to shove a taunt. It's fine, don't fret about it.
Okay.
Kay, you have done your thing, you've blinded, you have...
Yeah, it still takes damage though.
Yeah?
And I don't remember what the bonus is on that.
Well, you got 6 successes, so damage, it'll be that just your damage stat, plus 6, but then you also get to ignore 6 armor. So, it's equivalent, it's basically saying a plus 12 to your damage for ease. So...
14 plus 12. That's gonna take 26 straight off the bat.
Nice. That's big boy damage. That's impressive.
And blinded.
And is binded as well, so now it can't move either. But...
Oh, blind.
Blind. Yeah.
Penalty to accuracy and dodge, but doesn't have dodge. And that bit value is a 4.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. That's pretty good, actually. Uh-huh.
It would
Yeah,
also
this
have
is my champion form, so
it
numbers
would also
are
have
still good, but not as good.
So,
would also have a accuracy penalty if it ever attacked anyone else other than Matadormon. So
so blinded, paralyzed, taunted. Billy, what do?
Okay. I'm not sure if this will all be allowed, but the first thing like Billy does is pull those 5 chips that they have on them. I believe it's 5. Hey, to just increase the armor because I believe each of the chips give +2 armor. So,
the chip effects do not stack.
oh, okay. I was misunderstood. I thought they did. So
Oh,
then
did
we'll
the
just-
defense chips give +2 armor?
Yeah, but they do
I
not
just-
stack. You can just
Cool.
it's one is like a generic buff. You know, it'd be like
How long do they last?
I'd say 1 minute, which is like 10 rounds.
Cool.
Okay, so just has 1 into there for the +2. And Billy themselves are just going to change the positioning of how they're holding the blade to look like they're going to attack from the side and stand still. Now, so that when Toradamon goes into attack with hit and run, Billy's blade is going to run along the creature, same as when Toradamon attacks.
Nice.
Now, would she be okay with that? Because I know that's doing the chip and maybe doing technically an attack as well.
Oh, that's absolutely fine. You can do that.
Okay. So I will just do for E's ability to see if Billy's hits just 11d6.
Mm-hmm.
And then Desperamon, I believe it is the same, I believe. No, I add my that's on damage, not the attack. Okay, so that would also be another 11d6. Oh, and I forgot the +2 that Billy gets from the samurai sword. So I need to roll 2 more dice. Okay,
Four.
so Billy's
1, 2, 3.
doesn't matter there. So let's.
Alright, so you
Billy
got
has 6 successes.
yeah. So there's 5 successes and 6 successes. Yeah, they both go through.
Okay. For here, that would add the ram to the damage for hit and run because they're running up to them, slashing together, then coming back to where they were. So that would be that'd be oh wait, Desperamon has more I didn't add in. Crap. That would be I'm missing 5 more on them. Sorry for the inconvenience.
Yeah, it's fine. Maths is hard.
Okay, so Desperamon got 2 more successes.
Mhm.
So
So you're at
that
7 and 6 successes.
Yep. I think it's yeah. So damage would be +4 and it is dang it. +4 + 19, so 23 damage from Desperamon. And I can't remember how we're doing the damage for the samurai sword when it hits.
Just
for
+2.
Billy. No. Like the damage. Was that just the Billy's?
Damage. Billy should have damage as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to know. So that would be 12 from Billy. So that would be 23 + 10, so 33 damage total.
All right, wonderful. All right, cool. So there's quite a lot of like high octane attacks and just like slamming into this guy. Like he is clearly taking damage, but he just doesn't care. To
Of
put it
course not.
simply.
He's rich.
Yeah, he doesn't care. Like, he's taking damage, like visibly taking damage. Marks are being left. It ain't a pretty sight. And when all the attacks are done, lets out generic evil laugh. Actually, you know what? It's going to be slow evil laugh. It's going to be...
Yes.
You fool.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Prepare
I'm always a fool.
for the ultimate pain.
Oh, so that means you're gonna keep on talking then?
Capitalistic annihilation.
Oh, so you're gonna fart again.
Nightmare.
And what happens immediately after that is... Obviously, you're on this giant platform. There are smaller platforms, or not smaller, larger platforms underneath you, and they all have like chains and whatnot. These chains, they spread out, they rise up, and each one of them, it just slams into the general area you are stood into. Obviously, if I was a good GM, we would have a bunch of stats and we'd roll in and be like that, but you know what? Instead, we're leaning entirely into narrative aesthetic here. So essentially, what is going to happen here is this will hit all of your Digimon, and they'll be all dropped down to one wound box.
Yikes.
Oh, that's what you're doing. Oh god.
Now, you each will have full narrative control of how you progress. You can do whatever you like here, because unfortunately we are already actually over the time, but we are going to go until we finish. So I want to emphasize, you can do whatever you like here. You can digivolve again. You can go to like your mega form. You could DNA digivolve. You could do what's it called, biomerging. So you can become one with your Digimon and become a new form. Like whatever it is that you want to happen right now to overcome this what should be a devastating loss. You can do it to get the most badass epic anime ending possible.
Can all of the Digimon fuse into one being of like pure friendship, power, and awesomeness, and just deck them in the face?
You can, but I'm not gonna be part of that.
Yeah.
So
So
what are you gonna do if we form into the ultimate form of friendship and deck them in the face?
Because I have something more devious in mind. That if they fuse would ruin that the thing you're just proposing, and I want your thing to work.
So do you want? So you? Oh, stop making silly noises. So when you say you've got something more devious, is that devious with Toradamon and Billy, or just Billy, or like? Because I think what we could do is we could do multiple things here. So we could go to the next form. We can fuse, like you can do big, epic, ultimate attack. This is entirely like a group decision on how you want this to go down.
Yeah.
So I advise.
Bardic, you've been pinged.
I have been pinged.
Sorry. Puppy! I missed that you had the puppy. I was busy looking at Discord.
Yeah. So basically, this would be a moment where, as a group, we can have this conversation. Be like, how do we win? So this is just group discussion time more than anything. So if we have ideas, voice them. Like, so obviously, Vin is leaning towards, I would like big epic anime friendship mode. Let's see what the other things
the power
are.
of friendship punches capitalism in the face.
The thing ATB has said, yes, that would be the time for that.
TB say? I don't...
ATB pinged Bardic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing Michael has said, let me just read and double check. I'm trying to remember what it is. Go away, you. Yes, that could also be a thing. I get that obviously we're all very... Like, everyone's got their ideas and they want to have like the big reveal of their ideas. So if it's possible, share the ideas with the group now, but in like a generic sense.
Discord?
like in a generic sense to not like be specific. So, for example, ATB, your idea would be like, I would like Matavamon to take on a new form and do a thing.
Basically.
Yeah, so that'd be that.
Okay.
Michael, what is like the generic sense of what you would like to happen?
Something dark that contrasts everyone being unified.
Okay. We will find a way to make this work. Let me just put a pin there. Then, obviously, your idea is power of friendship, full anime win.
Yep.
Correct?
Yep.
And Kay, what would you like to do?
Ooh, wait, what do you want to do?
What do you wanna do?
I'm trying to say what I'm trying to say.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
I would. I don't know. I kind of like the idea of either power of friendship, all fuse, or kind of push or the DNA digivolve.
Okay. So,
One of those two things.
actually, I think this could all work. Miyahara and Kat, you two are,
Yes.
you both are leaning to like fuse power of friendship. You two could like DNA digivolve, and your Digimon could merge and become one. So power of epic friendship there. ATB can have the form change thing occur, and Michael can do the dark contrast thing. How does that sound?
I think that works, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Should go first.
that's what I'm just trying to decide. Does anyone think that their thing would work better if it went first?
I feel like mine would work best if last because it's like contrast.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, like, I wanted to have like all of the things, and then like the final blow be the power of friendship punch, because it's like capitalism is defeated by friendship symbolism shenanigans.
We could have our first
I
three
mean, if
things
we
in
really want, we
attachment.
can have all of them happen at the same time.
We
Yeah.
can actually, yes. You know what? All at the same time probably suits this a lot more instead of trying to order it. So we will. It's a fairly arbitrary way of going through it, but if we just do alphabetically, so we'll go ATB, K, and Kat, and then Michael. But obviously, these things all happen simultaneously because we can't all describe things simultaneously because that's a lot of words all at once. So. ATB, what happens from your perspective?
So, I'm thinking from like Rukia's perspective, Metadormon for a moment is like, because this kept happening before of like traumatic moment digivolution, so he's already slightly glowing, but before. And it seems like he's going to obviously go to like Grand Dragmon. Then for a moment he just goes up to like where his visor is. Like he's already unsheathed his rapiers and he just takes a hold of it and is like, no. I am not going to fight you by becoming you. And basically full Persona 5 level just breaks the visor.
Yes!
And from Rukia's Digivice, there's this weird chime that goes, unlocked, Ancho rank. And there's just like a big explosion of light as a new Digimon appears. Basically, that looks like Metadormon, only just wearing this big, long, black cloak. Complete with like a hat covering their spiky hair. Just because I'm listening to One Winged Angel right now, there is like Grand Dragmon, there is like this one
big bat wing coming from one of their shoulders.
Yes, this happens.
Yes. And basically, Matadormon just gained the Bancho rank. He is now one of the part of the few Digimon that actually became a Bancho. He has a sword, and he has a giant sword that he just immediately goes to try to slice Megamimon.
Alright, I like that. That is perfect. Hey, Cat. How do your two Digimon combine?
How? That is a very good question. We currently have a giant lady with a. Nope, brain dead.
Yeah.
It's Yuxi's fault. Brain dead.
Okay, so how do we combine a female devil lady person and a literal wizard? Obviously we could spend like 20 minutes scrolling through like Digimon Wikia and find the exact Digimon. Or
Maestermon.
do you want to throw an image of that?
Okay, yeah. Dang it. But the shorthand is you have very much a digital like armor. Like think about Tron. And where
Master?
one Maestermon, it's first debuted.
I've got it here.
Yeah.
Here's a picture.
Whoa.
Okay, that's fucking badass. Yeah.
I'm down for that.
Yes.
If you are,
I am
Vin.
also down for that.
Okay, so who wants to try and describe that?
I can try, but the brain. Kay, can you
Yeah,
have
I got
better
you.
word?
Okay,
Cool.
so essentially, Wizardmon and Lady Devimon sort of fuse together, and this half angelic, half demonic entity sort of forms. A juxtaposition of the black and white kind of divided down each half. On the lighter side, these bright, feathery white wings, and on the darker side, wings that are almost like shredded and more. I mean, it kind of looks almost more bat-like, really, just layered on top of one another. So it's like series of, I think it's like 10 wings in total?
12.
12
6
wings
on
in
each
total.
side.
So, yeah, so on one side it's, these feathery angel wings. The other is like this demonic, leathery, bat-like wings. And through each hand, there's like essentially just energy sort of seeping out and swirling around.
Okay, so just for my mind, because I want to know if this happens, because I want it to happen. After this, and this new Digimon takes form and prepares its attack, do Kat and Mia reach out and hold hands and both point at the same time and shout, the unchoreographed but somehow perfectly in sync attack name?
Absolutely.
Which I do have a suggestion for that one, Vin. Up to you.
Sure.
But this is one of the attacks that it has.
Yes.
I like that.
I like that. I don't think we can properly sync because actually, well, maybe if Bardic counts us off.
Okay, so we'll try this.
We'll try.
Are we gonna do 1, 2, 3, go?
Sure. So
Sure.
like 1, 2, 3, and then go.
Yeah. Okay. So 1, 2, 3.
Chaos degradation.
Degradation.
That did not work at all.
No, it does not. But in sync, we both sort of like shout and point, holding hands, like the whole chaos degradation. Ah! And yeah.
And it is perfect and wonderful and pure
Yes,
and
it's
amazing.
amazing.
And then finally, I mean, bear in mind, this is all happening at the same time, so whilst this is happening, Matadormon gets a big leather coat and a giant sword and is going, "Argh!" Billy.
Billy, on the other hand, it first starts with like a very like angry. Like you see that kind of like very much of that kind of like almost like cracked eye, like crazy eye, like almost squirrel eyes, like response to like Apocalypse Mon. And right as they do that, kind of like almost in this like slow, like dark kind of like aura like, covers over them. And both starting like on Billy and then extending out onto all of Torodamon. And Billy's pink glasses in particular break, shattering forward here a little bit, and you see kind of like what looks almost like from that crack of the glasses as they came forward, it looks as though both Billy and Torodamon look a very big cracked, distorted, almost like corrupted data as they both kind of like just fade away, almost as like this corruption that covers them both, like almost like that 0 and 1 like unknown Pokemon that's just this corrupt data that you can capture.
Missing now.
Yeah, and then out of that you see kind of like two giant like blade-like claws come out, and then from that looks almost like a very dragonist evolution, and you hear kind of like out of their digivolution, like their digivice, that seems to be kind of like as they're fully revealed as this big giant, and the digivice you hear says Death X Evolution. Looks like a giant like purple beast with a mix of blades and wings alternating between like blade, red feather, black feather, all behind them. Very dragonous giant build, like Imperial mode, fighter mode. Just big thing with a giant like chain tail with a very like spear attached to it at the back. And it kind of like goes out with these very skewering hands to slice out at Apocalypse Mon.
Okay.
And a metal impulse to just skewer the opponent with their hand.
Alright. So all of these attacks, they all fly in. There's great big flash of light. The scene it's just pure white. Nothing is the script, nothing can be detected, nothing can be seen. We jump cut to approximately 6 months later. Megami Corp has been overtaken. It is now operating under the new name Mega Mom. In the CEO office, Professor Dr. Mom sits
Yes.
in a much more reasonably sized chair and desk. And he's just finishing filing the final acquisition papers. Originally I did have a plan where basically she was going to reveal that she had been secretly buying up stock of Megami from under their nose, and then the reveal of this would make Megami's stock plummet so she could purchase the last stuff she needed to become the majority shareholder. But that is what happened. We just couldn't do it on screen.
Good job, Megami Mom.
So, Professor Dr. Mom is currently the CEO of the new and improved Mega Mom. The Digimon world, the digital world has been repaired. Megami have pulled out of it. They do still have access to it. However, what they are using it for is they're offering it as a global free service, specifically for people to interact with Digimon in controlled and safe manners, whilst also sharing the information they are gathering. They've essentially turned their research and development into free global healthcare, allowing this kind of research to help anyone who has, chronic injuries or illnesses and anything. They can deal with that and help with that. Digimon, they now exist in both the digital world and human world. There's a lot of like regulation and safety procedures, but it's fairly common to see children with very cute, fluffy, or happy Digimon as their friends. The worlds have combined, but not in the literal sense. It's more like, no, people interact in both worlds now, and it is carefully organized. It is, it's not. There are procedures in case, but not in an overly like oppressive manner. It's like, no, we keep things safe, but it's there and really ready for people to use and have access to. Let's jump around the cast and see what the epilogue is 6 months later after the defeat of Joe Megami / Apocalypse Mon and the downfall of Megami Corp.
Megami Mon.
Mm,
Do. Cool, sorry.
Rukia, where are you 6 months down the line?
I'm imagining that due to this revelation of her mom is now the CEO of Megami, I imagine that not busy with school and such, Rukia helps around and for stuff dealing with Digimon and humans and stuff. And it's sort of just helping out her mom doing stuff. Alongside
I was just about to say, I really like that.
yeah. Good coder because mom decided Katarina would give Rukia lessons. Yeah, she's also been helping with coding. And meanwhile, Bancho Matadormon, who has been just living with the Nakamuras all this time, so occasionally people will see a
We
tiny
haven't
little
had Zaxby's in a long time. Oh, sorry. Thought my
Yeah.
thing was up.
Yeah, occasionally people will see a tiny little Drakemon just going with Kia back and forth to school. They'll see a Sangletmon with number 1, just who occasionally goes to the university as a therapy wolfo.
Oh yes, therapy wolf.
Yes. Sometimes they see regular Matadormon just hanging out with the family as a whole. Then any troublemakers who has to go to Professor Dr. Mom has to deal with Pancho Matadormon, or as he began to be called as the longer he stayed in the human world. Basically Professor Dr. Mom's sorta adopted digital son, Oma Nakamura.
Yes. Yes. All of this is a yes. Alrighty. Kay.
Hi! Sorry
What-
about that, I was getting food.
Where is Miyahara 6 months down the line?
So I think what Miyahara would kind of contribute is, she was very much into the whole social media thing and presence. So she probably spent a little bit of time kind of, researching and putting out videos about how the old Megami Core was really bad and these are the reasons why, and then kind of do as the transition happened sort of a juxtaposition of here's all the good things that the newly basically trying to make that transition easier. I would also venture to say that her and Impmon have started a little cooking series as well for fun.
Yes.
Where Impmon is consistently trying to do. Basically, Mia's spending time teaching Impmon how to cook, and Impmon will occasionally suggest these horrible abominations of combinations of things that just really shouldn't be, and Mia's like, no, this is what we're gonna do instead, and here's our thing, and yeah.
Alright.
Nice.
Michael.
The thing is as we as the camera comes back and we see Billy for the first time, there are what looks to be like a couple of pieces of like this very vibrant pink like glass that is embedded into their skin, like right up near the corner of the eye. As roughly as, because the whole thing is that for Billy, after like that was done, they actually had gone to very similar to the War of the Three Kingdoms in the Dynasty Warriors games. Essentially, like brings kind of like each section, making sure like everyone has a fortress and all of that, so that the Digimon themselves can be safe. They can grow up as their own and really kind of like be protected, as there's just an army ready to go on and defeat the one last place that might be a threat to the peace of the entire digital world at the moment, of that dark area where we were told not to go in. And it is set up because you see in there like Grandpa Mon like readying the bows. There's actually like a Stingmon there. Like all of this is kind of like every friendly NPC, something that helped us, are all getting ready to try to take down that final mysterious area. And it's just, you see them all just get ready, and Billy, just being general, just flings out their sword, and they all like start to rush towards it, and we fade out as we just see Billy is about to go on and do like more fighting.
Nice. And Cat.
I think Katarina lives mostly in the digital world, unless medical science has been like so far advanced by Megamom Corp in these 6 months that she can nope, brain did not finish that sentence. But yeah, live comfortably, that's what it was.
Okay.
Yeah. She, since the two worlds are so like easily, it's not like meshed, but like communication is like simple between them. She probably does like video calls with her parents a lot, and like they'll come visit her, or she'll go visit them as a data ghost.
Yeah.
But her actual body is probably briefly moved to a different location, but stays in stasis while she lives in data ghost form.
Yeah. So the medical science basically would get to the point where you would have the reason the data ghost thing works so well in Megami's building is because they're set up for that. Outside of that, it's still a little uncertain. There's not like great power supply, so like you can data ghost form can interact and be in the regular meat space world, just not for huge periods of time, maybe like a couple of days at a time. So you could easily like move between them, you just couldn't permanently live in the human world as data ghost.
Oh yeah, no, she's her like permanent living space is the digital world, but she'll like visit her parents, and like they can come visit too, and sort of thing, and she works towards helping all of the Digimon who were displaced by the Megami invasion. She works on helping them settle back in and find homes, and she has this whole like picnic system where anyone who wants to like meet new Digimon from different areas, she holds like picnics in the tower sort of area where everyone can come together and have a picnic and maybe make some new friends from different areas and hang out and learn about each other and all that jazz.
Okay. You know what? I like that. That is a perfect transition to what I think will be a perfectly beautiful final scene. Would Cat like to organize a picnic for the... we never really gave your group an official name, so we'll just call you the gang. A picnic where the gang all meet up. So I don't know if this would be the first time we'll see each
6-month
other.
anniversary of saving the world.
Yeah, I don't know how often you see each other, but I just like the idea like this is the first time you all come together. Larry Joe shows up, Datamon shows up, and with Datamon is Leomon.
Adults!
Like, two baby Ponchesmon and Leomon. And I just want I like the final scene of all being at the picnic, and there'll be little vignettes of like playing games and laughing, and Leomon awkwardly having a little wave crush at Billy, and Billy's probably all super serious.
Datamon brought pie.
Billy doesn't show up to the picnic?
How dare!
Ow!
Made heart-shaped sandwiches.
Datamon
Again.
made
So
pie.
hard.
Again, we established he's over in the dark area, trying to make sure that's defeated. So that's what they're currently.
He can't take a day, like, vacation for, like, 2 hours to come to a picnic in the digital world?
Keep in mind, he's finding all the stuff that Bardic had in mind that said we not to interact with. So I'm guessing that's a big, like, whole other like campaign adventure.
I mean, you know what? I actually, on one hand, I do kind of like the idea that Billy doesn't show up, and maybe that's like a point of contention. Like we should
Guess
probably
he
go.
didn't-
We should probably go like check in on Billy. I don't think
okay.
he's
What?
doing all right. So maybe that is
Kind of like a setup of he doesn't show and
yeah, maybe that's like a nice little
therefore
call to arms for a future. Like
concern.
we should probably go find Billy.
But, like, did he, like, not respond to the invite at all? Or was he like, I'll try to make it? Or, like...
Did he even try to reach out? Because I imagined that we would all like come together and be like, "Hey, how you doing? I'm
Yeah.
doing great. Mom nearly burned down the house."
And, like, there's an easy way to check if he's still alive. You just have to check his data. So,
Yeah.
like, if he's still alive and not responding at all, it feels more like he's ignoring us.
Would Billy? I guess the question is, would Billy have at least told people
He was,
what
like, busy
his
Yeah.
or
plan,
something.
or
Oh,
that
yeah,
he
sure.
was planning on going off to that dark zone?
Yes, because it's essentially like for the entire like 6 or 7 months, like he's been and in like each area making sure like
Okay.
everyone has their own fortress that they are maintaining, trying to create stability by like having to fight and defeat that one area with their army, very much like Dynasty Warriors. This game of like how you have the 3 kingdoms story in Japan, where like you had only one an area versus another that needed to be defeated, thus to unify the world.
I don't know what period of Japan you're thinking of.
I'm thinking more because of Dynasty Warriors games rather than
3 Kingdoms is China.
oh
Japan is Samurai Warriors. Dynasty Warriors is Chinese dynasties.
Yeah.
yeah, but that idea, like, they are
We
roughly trying to
understand the
create
idea.
stability.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, like, this is something they've been working on while everyone else might have had fun and enjoyed in those 6 months away. Billy has just been constantly making sure that the Digimon of this world are safe and protected, and there can be some order and stability to it. Just the final stage after doing every single area would
Cool.
be that impossible dark area, which they're
Cool.
currently on.
Cool. What's up, Kay?
I was just trying to say then logistically, yes, it would make sense even if we saw that he was alive, that if we actually knew that he was going into the dark zone and doing all this other stuff, then yes, logistically there would be potential cause for concern in some shape or form.
But that like, oh, because it doesn't.
Because he's not
But it doesn't track
like
mental
because
health.
I mean, mental health is kind of objective, so I would imagine that it's not really
Yeah.
like a trackable thing.
Yeah, so like the data only tracks physical health. It tracks like the
Yeah.
durability of like your arms and your legs and everything. Like all of the, because like that's how Professor Dr. Mom fixed Katerina as she went into her
Mhm.
data and adjusted all the physical bits. So even if he's physically okay, cause for concern might be that he's not mentally okay and that's why he's not responding. Is that what you're getting at?
That or could be physically okay, but something happened and he is, for all we know, he could be captured. We don't know.
Oh, fair enough. All
Yeah.
right, cool, got it.
Okay,
So that's my
But
So-
that means it's not a nice, happy wrap up.
well, we have a nice happy wrap up, but then we also get to sequel bait with.
Fair enough.
We should
All
go
right,
check
cool.
on
yeah,
Billy.
sequel bait.
We should go
that's-
check on
yeah.
Let's sequel
Sequel
bait.
bait.
All right, cool. Everybody's at the picnic except Billy, and like as the picnic goes on, and he still hasn't responded at all to like our
Concern
numerous
grows.
texts. We're like,
Soma is just in the corner moping because he spent so long on these sandwiches. He had Miyahara help him. He is so mad.
Loki will definitely have several sandwiches and tell him that the sandwiches are delicious.
Okay, so in my mind, the sequel bait. It's very classical anime.
Into
so
the dark zone.
So like everyone stands up and then it cuts to a still image, and I like in my mind the still image. Soma Nakamura, aka Bancho Matsumon, is carrying a plate of sandwiches. Like, you will eat these fucking sandwiches, Billy.
Just you're gonna carry a plate of sandwiches into the dark zone. Yes.
And if you don't mind, I'd like to continue this a little bit more. That as we get to like this, all just one bit of like still image, it fades and turns into like a book page, and they close the book, and we see that Leomon, which has the same look of it, now being like Bancho Lilymon, closing the book and says, "Now the rest, that's another story for another time."
Yes.
Nice. Okay.
All right.
I'm okay with that kind of sequel baiting. Yes.
I am-
Anime as fuck.
Anime.
I am very satisfied with that as a wrap up for this. So, oh gosh, sign off for this game for the final time. I have been the Bardic Knock. You can find me on the internet, Twitter, Twitch, Patreon, and YouTube, all as the Bardic Knock. I facilitate things like this, apparently, along with various other video games and such. Come check it out. The next project, aside from ongoing projects, which like tabletop role playing game wise, they are a one-piece tabletop role playing game that is every other Saturday. As a group of Marines do really terrible, stupid things, and it's hilarious. And the Final Fantasy tabletop role playing game where a group of heroes do terribly stupid things, and it's hilarious. That is every other Sunday. So those are those things. And starting in January, over on the Nerds with Dice Twitch channel, will be a Kingdom Hearts game where a group of nobodies do terrible and stupid things that are hilarious.
They're going to be nobodies?
Yes.
Ooh.
Better,
So-
I will fucking judge them if they don't.
So
Yeah.
that will be on Wednesdays and round about this time slot. I can't remember 100%. And that theoretically should be starting 6th of January over on Nerds with Dice. Please go and check out Nerds with Dice. Support them. They're wonderful people. And Nerdy Teddy is a wonderful human being. And she deserves much love and support. So that's what is going to be happening. That is me. For the final time for this game. ATV, can you tell us who you are?
Billy, you better come back here and eat these fucking sandwiches right now! Sorry.
Yes, but I love it.
But yeah, hi, I am a tired body. I am very tired than usual. I am sorry for my tiredness. It's just today. Never tired for it any other day, because that would mean I would be apologizing for the other part of me, which is bi, and I do not apologize for that. You can find me this Sunday for Rebels of Spira, where I'm gonna be playing as Lilith, where we're gonna do terrible, awful things according to Bardic. I still need to figure out my limit
Terribly
ability. by the
stupid
way.
things.
Yeah, I still need to figure out my limit ability, I think. Or is that not a thing? I have no idea. Something I'll have to talk to the Bardic about later, but I got ideas. And yeah, January is up in the air. I know I will be back second Thursdays for Barovian Days. But that's kind of about it, I believe. I have no idea. So I don't want to promise anything. Who knows? Oh no. I'm tired and random. Somebody take the mic away from me and beat me into the sun.
I guess, so jumping over me, I guess? Is that the
Yeah.
order? Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking at the overlay here. Hey, I'm K, aka Undead K. You can find me over on my Twitter, which is K_undead, because Twitter's back assword. You can also find me on my own Twitch channel. Again, just search Undead K, and you will find me. Yes, Barovian Days is definitely happening on my channel, starting, I think, our hiatus. We come back on January 7th. So keep an eye out for that. Also going to be doing a few other things on my channel in the near future, such as I believe next week, just because I didn't want to leave it on 3, should be making up the 4th and final episode of the Holidays one-shots. Should be a thing, I believe. And also, yeah, Oh yeah, that's right. I'm gonna be on Nerds with Dice as well, because I'm gonna be doing Bardic's game, Dreams of Nobody. Super excited to be nobody at all. It'll be great.
I thought you were about to say, I'm gonna be on Nerds with Dice. I'm gonna be a nobody.
I mean, yeah.
As opposed to a somebody.
Yeah, exactly.
Who
Exactly.
even wants to
So
be a somebody?
super stoked about that. And yeah, everyone stay safe, stay healthy, and I'm gonna go ahead and pass the proverbial mic down the line.
Michael.
I'm using that as applause,
Yeah,
if it wasn't clear.
it was a nice mariachi.
It's an egg shaker.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
I don't have anything that I know of. Like, I might be in games in January. I've just put my hats in a lot of things I haven't found out anything about. So maybe there might be something more. For the most part, I'm just going to be about on Twitter and Twitch. I am Mike Wayne both there. You give me a clip, I'll give you a GIF. For the most part, actually, like, I have stuff that I am more behind the scenes stuff on. For example, like, I'm trying to help out a friend get on another channel, like getting the money and all of that, working towards that. Another thing, like, more like, I am actually working on getting a full, like, dream thing, which was kind of like reference to with the meat cake and a lot of these things, which I've been kind of annoying with the Bill Cipher kind of voice.
No, stop. No.
Yes.
It
But,
elicits such a strong no.
Yeah.
Even
But,
without
I've
that
been-
context. Anyways.
And for the most part is, like, I'm actually working on, like, an RPG where you have jobs in your dreams and your goal is to defeat capitalism. So maybe that might get further. Like, again, I'm on a lot of things that are kind of like behind the scenes that for a lot of the stuff I can't really do more than just hint at, because it may work out, it may not. Like, for example, like, I put my hat in for the nobody thing, and that may or may not work. I haven't heard anything on it. So, but again, that's a lot of little stuff like I have in the future. You give me a clip, I'll give you a GIF. Remember, we're all in this together. I'm pulling for you.
And then finally, Kat.
Hi, my name is Kat. I go by at Vindifully on most things on the. Oh, hold on, sorry. I forgot to do the thing after Michael stopped talking. My name is at I go by at Vindifully. Kat, Vindifully on internet. Cool. Next. I usually try to stream on my own channel, twitch.tv/Vindifully, on Mondays and Thursdays from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Other things I am in, I will be in the Millennium Knights Turbo Jungle campaign, question mark? I think it's a campaign.
Yeah.
They said we're gonna have like a season of it, so...
Yeah,
Drug.
Nerds with Dice is working kind of similar to what this was, so they're like...
Okay,
like
cool.
I
Thank
think
you.
it's up to
I was
16
just-
weeks, so it'll be...
Up to 16 sessions, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
I was just super excited to be in Power Ranger game because Power Rangers is full of wacky shenanigans, and I love that. So yeah, we haven't actually picked our colors yet, and I forgot to look up on Twitter when that starts, but I'm going to be in that. That is on Fridays. To check the Nerds with Dice Twitter for more information. I think it's just at NerdsWDice.
Yep, it is.
So yeah, check that for more information. And I'm looking forward to that. The other thing that I'm in is that pending, health of everybody involved, I'm going to hopefully be in a one shot over on Kay's channel on the 29th. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yes. And I think you said that one's going to be spoopy.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit. Unless you flex your spoop muscles.
I have no
Ooh.
idea who I shall introduce to that setting. I got too many OCs.
Mood. But yes, cool. Yeah, and that's what I'm doing. And I have a cat on just my left leg, and I'm terrified he's gonna fall off.
God.
Loki, be safe. Alright, so
I love how you knew immediately that it was Loki. Anyways,
with that,
for myself.
I'm gonna sign out. This will be edited, uploaded for Monday, because I have somehow stuck to that schedule throughout this entire
Woo!
time. I'm very proud of that.
I am proud of you.
So, until next time, everybody, stay safe and happy adventures. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.